It's another one of our extended matchday programmes with our main feature this afternoon kicking off early on BBC Radio Suffolk. So let's get to Pride Park and join Brenna Woolley, Alex Matthew alongside him for full commentary of Ipswich Town at Derby County.
Well, here we go, the first of what's now 4 successive away games for Ipswich Town. Any Blues fan travelling to all of them will cover nigh on 1,400 miles over the course of the next 18 days. With 9 league points up for grabs in that time, every single one of them is going to be much coveted. And whether you're targeting 9, 7, 6 or however many of them, I think most of us believe Kieran McKenna's men are probably going to have to win a couple of these matches to stay on the coattails of the top 2. It's a tricky one to call this, with the home team being better away, while the away side is a lot better at home, as we know all too well. What is certain is that a victory for either of them would be a sizable boost to their supporters' optimism. And Alex is with me for Town's next 3 games. What are you expecting from the first one here today, Alex? Town have got a good record here.
They have got a good record here, and that's what's probably swaying me towards Town to win this game. But really, Ipswich Town need to be scoring goals, Brennan, and that's the problem we've got just now. We've not really replaced the striker, you know what I mean? Hurst is struggling with his confidence a little bit. To be fair, we're all struggling a little bit in front of goal, so we need to start scoring goals if we want to get promoted again, and that's a big thing for me.
The two teams patting palms on the halfway line down in front of us. Soggy pitch underfoot, but at the moment, whilst it's a grey day in the East Midlands, the incessant rain, which has just about been everywhere for months on end, it would appear, doesn't seem to be falling just now. Pretty good conditions, actually, for this game. Town in all red, Derby in their traditional white shirts, black shorts and white socks. Town have the far right-hand corner heavily occupied by travelling supporters, keeping their fingers crossed that Ipswich Town get what would only be their second win in 7 away trips. One change from the draw at Portman Road 7 days ago with Preston. Caustic drops to the bench, in comes Taylor. Neil still waits for his debut on the bench. Walton is in goal, then way off to our left at the moment. His back 4, Furlong, O'Shea, Kipre and Davis. Matthew Siwa plays alongside Taylor in midfield. Then across the park in attacking positions, Burns, Mametti and Clark are in behind. Athon, who played the first half last week against Preston, the Spaniard, then went off with a migraine at the interval. On the bench, Palmer, Johnson, Greaves, I mentioned Neil, Caustic, Eggerly, McAteer, Akpom and Hurst. Not beyond the realms that all 9 of those players that I just listed could start at Wrexham on Friday. There'll certainly be numerous changes for the Cup. 3 changes from the from the side, the Derby, that won 5-0 at Bristol City in their last game, and all of them in defensive areas. Vickers comes in for O'Donnell in goal. Elders replaced by Merkin at left back, and Bart comes in for Sanderson at centre half. They play the same system as Town John Eustace's side. As I said, Vickers between the posts. His back 4 is Ward, Bart, Matt Clark, former Town player, and Merkin on his debut. The 2 holders in midfield are Ozo and Travis, the captain, Lewis Travis, who of course helped get Town promoted to the Premier League during a loan spell from Blackburn a couple of years ago. In front of them, the 3 of Brereton, Clark and Brewster. In behind, Adjabang, who's been amongst the goals recently. On the bench, O'Donnell, Forsyth, Salverson, Thompson. Then a lot of youngsters, Fraulo, Banal, Eames, Cannaville and Allen. It would be debuts for both Cannaville or Allen if they were to come on. It's noticeable the 2 teams have switched around ahead of kick-off in this game. So Town in all red, playing from right to left, both sides going into their pre-match huddle. This game, incidentally, kicking off officially at 12:31 today. All games across the EFL this weekend are kicking off at 1 minute beyond their usual kick-off time. It's part of the EFL and British Heart Foundation's Every Minute Matters campaign, a really good campaign as well, basically raising awareness of the need to learn CPR. Every kick live on BBC Radio Suffolk. At least unlike Tuesday, we do have a full match commentary for you ahead of Town's having that little break from league action at Wrexham this coming Friday. Now though, this is a massive 3 points up for grabs for both these sides. Town 4th in the table at the moment, 3 points off 3rd, 7 points off the top 2. Derby, they are 7th in the table, 2 points off Wrexham in 6th. Play underway. Matussi with an accidental backward header. Furlong immediately collides with a player. Both have gone down just outside the Ipswich Town area. They look to be okay. There's a break and play. That was actually Danny Bart up from the back for Derby. He's been penalised. It's a free kick to Ipswich just outside their penalty area, directly in front of us. In fact, Christian Walton taking charge of this early set piece. The referee, incidentally, Josh Smith, who did the win over West Brom in October, did an East Anglian derby a couple of years ago. Bart's off the field, getting some nasal treatment on the halfway line. So Derby County, the man down at centre half. Ozo has dropped in there temporarily. Dara O'Shea carries the ball to the halfway line and plays it square to Kipre. On the left-hand side, Clark cutting in field. 4 goals in his last 3 games for Ipswich Town. Clark, wasteful ball forward, headed off the edge of the Derby box, nodded down by Athon. Still Derby County a man light. Ipswich Town are going to try and ask some questions of the Rams. Back comes Bart without a number on his back. On the right wing for Ipswich Town, it's Mehmeti. It's drifted over to that far set, infield to Taylor. Mehmeti gets it back. Matusiwa square to Kipre. Town pinging it around one touch inside the Derby half. O'Shea goes diagonally to the left-hand side, controlled by Clark, trying to take on his man. And the final touch is off Jack Clark through to Derby.
Yeah, I'm surprised we never took a little bit of advantage of that with the centre half being off. We could have been a little bit, got the ball forward a little bit quicker than what we did. But yeah, Jack Clark tried to take on the full-back, but throwing. I thought he could have played Leif Davis in there.
Good atmosphere at Pride Park as Dara O'Shea scampers back and gets the ball to Walton. Adjaman gives up the ghost in terms of the chase after that ball. The tall American striker in his first season in English football was injured when Derby drew 2-2 at Portman Road in August. The first time we've had a look at Patrick Adjaman.
He's a big lad, isn't he?
Yeah, looking for his 10th goal of the season. He's got 3 in his last 4. He's been getting rave reviews as well. He was linked to Ipswich Town last summer, but came here for best part of £7.5 million. It was a big outlay from Derby in that window. Here is Kipre. Again, stroking the ball square to O'Shea inside the Ipswich half, faced by Bobby Clark. Now the referee just wants to send off for some more treatment Danny Bart at the back. The Derby keeper's also down as well on the edge of his area. He's not looking comfortable at all. Well, already, we've only not even played 3 minutes, and the Derby goalkeeper Vickers is sitting down in some trouble, and Bart's off the field again because obviously there's still blood coming from his nose.
Goalkeeper's just playing one just so he doesn't want to be behind without his centre half. That's why.
Yeah. Nobody's gone on to give him any treatment.
They're not bothered.
No, they're not bothered, are they?
Yeah.
But obviously play can't go on while he's injured, shall we say. He's not even been involved in the game, Josh Vickers, whatsoever. Hardly surprised there's no sign of O'Donnell warming up from the bench. So another little break. Kieran McKenna with a grin on his face, knowing exactly what's going on here. I'd love to know the conversation between the physio who's in inverted commas treating Josh Vickers.
Just lie back, and let me play with your ankle for a bit.
Yeah, I think that's it. What did you make of Town being unable or deciding against signing a striker in the window? Alex, that was a massive debating point over the course of last weekend, really.
Yeah, frustration, to be fair, was my initial impact of it, not signing somebody. But when you think about it, there's no point in signing somebody that's just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That it's not better than what we've got. If you can't get a good striker in that you want, why spend the money to get one in? So I can see why they've not signed one. It could be the difference between us getting promoted and not, but if there's nobody out there, Brendan, you can't sign somebody that's not there. So I was a little bit frustrated, but I can see the point why we've not spent the money on something that's not there.
Fair enough. Play back to get back underway. Surprise, surprise, Vickers is okay. Just at the right moment that Bart becomes available again. Uncontested drop ball. O'Shea leathers it forward for Town. It's headed away by the right back Ward. Played forward by Brereton, looking for Adjaman. In steps Kipre. Taylor, a little header square shy of halfway. Scooped over the halfway line by Matusiwa. The chest infield from Ward reaches Ozo. There's a big commanding presence in midfield. David Ozo on loan from Crystal Palace for a second season. Forward it goes down the left-hand side, but away from Brewster, who clips the heels of Furlong. Furlong goes down, and that's a free kick to Ipswich at right back. O'Shea quickly gets it to Taylor, who we heard from earlier on match day. No goals if you're just joining us 5 minutes into this 12:30 kick-off. Davis near side, ball down the line, Clark infield to Athon, in comes Bart, strong challenge from him. Taylor then picks up the pieces, down the line to Clark. Clark's the only player that scored for Town in their last 3 matches. That late penalty getting the point a week ago. Kipre to the chest of Athon. Athon with a good chest pass to Mehmeti. Mehmeti 30 yards from goal, still has the ball into the box to Clark. Clark inside the area, twisting and turning, still Clark tries to step it towards goal, and his namesake Matt Clark got there in the nick of time.
Yeah, good play from Mehmeti as well. He's been lively to start with. I would just like us to try and get the ball forward a little bit quicker, and we're doing it just now, because at some points was 4 against 4 at the back, so I think we need to get it forward a little bit quicker from the back. But that was good play there from Town.
Taylor to Davis to Jack Clark, wide left, edge of the area, back to goal as Mehmeti trying to knit things together. The number 32 tries to cross it into the box. He's done well, Mehmeti. He's won Ipswich Town the first corner of the game. Good signs from Town at the moment, promising.
Yeah, definitely. Him and Clark, Mehmeti and Clark, the 2 live wires just now for me. Mehmeti getting on the ball, creating things. He looks a good player, Mehmeti. He looks like a good signing, could be. He's not frightened to get on the ball and take risks, which I like.
Important interception from Matt Clark just before that last period of play. I think Jack Clark might well have found the far right corner with the outside of his right boot, had Matt Clark not come across and got himself in the way. Corner kick to Ipswich Town in the 7th minute at Pride Park. It's Mehmeti on it, his left hand's in the air, and comes the delivery of the yellow ball towards the far post, headed up by Ozu, not fully away, nodded back by Furlong, controlled by Clark, who scoops it back into the box. Derby under pressure, Brereton off balance, happy to head it out behind for another Town corner.
Yeah, another good ball in. Yeah, we're causing a little bit of danger just now. We look a little bit of a threat. It was a good ball in there, we just never get empty around the back. I think it was Ajabang that cleared it at the back end, but yeah, good start from Town.
It's interesting, a real rarity. Derby have left somebody up on the halfway line.
Well, you see what it does?
Brewster.
These 2 people,
Exactly.
they should do it. Chelsea did it the other night, didn't they?
Rarely happens, doesn't normally.
Yeah.
10 defenders are back inside the box with a goalkeeper. Corner kick to Ipswich, Mehmeti on it again. It's another good delivery, headed down towards goal and in to goal for Ipswich Town. Is it going to stand? Yes, it is. From this angle, it looked like an own goal. It looked like a Derby player headed it beyond his goalkeeper, and that might well be the case. What we know for certain is that Ipswich Town and Red have taken the lead after 8 minutes at Pride Park. It's Derby 0, Ipswich Town 1.
Yeah, I thought it was an own goal as well.
I thought it was a clear header from Brereton towards his own net or somebody. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, I did think it was a Derby own goal. I was looking to see his score, because nobody really ran away celebrating, did they, as a Town player? But it's a great start. As I say, they've deserved it in the early stages of this game, but that's just what we needed. We needed a goal.
Well, if a Town player can't score for them early on, we'll make do with the Derby player doing it. We'll get confirmation of exactly how that goal went in. We're a long way from that goal. It's not the greatest of commentary positions here, and unlike Portman Road, we don't have replay screens. But anyway, the main thing is that Town lead. Mehmeti tries to get Burns away far side. He's going to go after that, but Merkins sees it out left back. Ivan Athon has been credited with the goal.
Yeah, he didn't celebrate as much as what I thought he would have been for his first headed goal like that, but yeah, brilliant. He's been lively since a couple of good hold-up plays from Athon.
Well, Town have been the better side in this game, so it wasn't against the run of play, as we say, and they have missed chances in the last 2 early on, but thankfully today they've managed to get off the mark. We've only played 9.5 minutes. This man Vickers beaten already. All the noise coming from the tractor boys and girls as Davis has a decision to make. He allows the ball to go to Walton. Walton side foot passes it to Mehmeti. Little flick header on. He has started well, the Albanian. Then he closes down Travis, takes him out and catches the back of his head in a little tangle after the initial challenge. Mehmeti goes to apologise to Lewis Travis. It's a free kick to Derby on the halfway line. Town just 1 defeat in 12 here, 8 wins and 3 draws in that period. It's been a very happy hunting ground, probably their favourite away ground in the Championship down the years. Although the last meeting here was actually a League One fixture. Derby back at this level for their 2nd season now. Long ball forward from Vickers, headed infield by Brereton. Comes off the back of Matusiwa under pressure. Then kicked away almost kung fu style by Kipre with both feet off the deck. It goes all the way to the man in all green, Vickers. Vickers belts it long again. Davis is going to have to go after that. Heads it away from Brereton. Clark can't get involved. Bobby Clark, that is. We've got a Matt Clark, a Bobby Clark and a Jack Clark out there this afternoon. Brereton, Chilean international. Back to Bart without a number. And now Vickers. Derby just trying to get a hold of the ball. Town have been the better side so far. Matt Clark belts it up towards Adjumang. Adjumang with a glancing header onto Brewster, who I thought played well at Portman Road when he scored, the former Liverpool man Brewster. Travis just evades the challenge of Jack Taylor. The referee's wave play on. Travis had a bit of a moan about the challenge from Taylor. Here he is again on the ball. Travis, the captain of Derby. Like Sam Smoddock's also played under John Eustace at Blackburn. Travis once more. Up towards Brereton, poor ball intercepted by Davis. Taylor gives it to Clark. Taylor started well. Jack Clark can't find Athon. Ball out near side for a through to Derby.
Yeah, sometimes I look at Clark and he just does things so sloppy at times, but it's just the way he is. You know what I mean? It's the way he plays. He just sort of glides across the pitch. It's just the way he plays, I suppose, but sometimes he can take a little bit extra care.
As the ball is in field with Matt Clark. Some people think there was a Lewis Travis own goal for Ipswich Town earlier on. Strange one. Pick the bones out of that if we get a replay somewhere at half time. Here is Mehmeti playing a 1-2 with Furlong. Then Taylor leaves it for Furlong. Furlong challenged by Travis, who does like to tangle with players in the centre of the field. He's been given a yellow card, Lewis Travis. No massive surprise. Not necessarily, it seemed a bit harsh, that one from the referee, but I thought you might pick up a caution at some stage this afternoon.
Yeah, to be fair, I think it is a foul. I don't think there was any nastiness in it. I think it's just the way he's went up in the air. But yeah, we'll take it.
Well, he's laid down a marker early on, the referee, with that yellow card. Maybe just a bit frustrated if indeed it was him that got the final touch on the goal, Lewis Travis. Kipre finds Davis. Still good atmosphere at Pride Park as Ward, who's having a good season at right back for Derby, wins the ball, then goes long, trying to use the pace of Brewster, who's not going to be that quick. It's all the way to Walton. Townsend lead 1-0 live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Town get the chance to build from the back with Dara O'Shea. Square to Kipre. Taylor's dropped in between Kipre and Davis to get on the ball. Another opportunity for him. Great ball from Taylor. Arrows it to the far side and Burns. Burns struggles to control it. In stomps Merkin. Ball's out the far side for a throw to Furlong. Yeah,
great ball from Taylor to Burns, but it was a difficult one to control. It was really fizzed in now.
Matusiwa. Back to Furlong on the far side. Infield to Taylor, who's available here, there and everywhere in midfield. He's made an impressive start to this game, Taylor. Kipre having a gamble. Ball out to the left to Davis outside the Derby area. This could be a chance for Town. In comes Davis's cross deep to the far post. Might reach Burns, chested down by a Town player, flying into the air. It's Furlong. Made a good run, the fullback. Couldn't do anything with it though, and his chest trap goes out behind.
It's a shame Davis's first touch took him a little bit wider. If he took it in towards the goal, he'd been in a better position to put a better ball into the box, but I don't think it was a foul, that one. I think it was just the momentum.
Vickers beaten already in this game. Town lead 1-0, 14 on the clock. Right-footed, he clears it forward. Up goes Adjumang. His header goes out to the right-hand side, and Brereton, who started his career at Nottingham Forest, Ben Brereton, very highly regarded in those days when he was out-and-out striker, playing off to the right for Derby at the moment. There is Ozo trying to get on top in midfield. Ward bends it down the line. Bobby Clark's gone after this, so too Kipre. Kipre turns it over the top of Clark's head. In goes Brereton on Davis. The ball drops down to Bobby Clark on loan from Red Bull Salzburg, a former Liverpool youngster. Here is Bart. His nose seems to have stopped bleeding. Play able to continue. Gets it back from Matt Clark. 5 Ipswich appearances early on in Matt Clark's career. Just the one start in a League Cup game back in the day. He's had a very good career since then, Clark, at the likes of Brighton and Middlesbrough. Good defender at this level. Matusiwa with a header. Flags up. Well, it's an offside against Derby. Seems to be an Ipswich Town free kick on halfway anyway. Only 15 gone in this game. Kipre lays the ball to Taylor. Kipre has it once more, just inside his half of the field. Through a little gap to Matusiwa, closed down by Oza, gives it to Athon, back to Matusiwa, excellent play, Athon into the area, what a goal this would be! Great challenge from Matt Clark. That would have been exceptional from Ipswich Town if Athon had put it in. It was really good football.
Yeah, it was just too much on the pass from Matusiwa for me. Just had to take a little bit off it, and then Athon would have got in. The Derby fans are going ballistic for it because it was half a yard inside Derby's half when the free kick was given, when he was supposed to be offside. That's why they're shouting and ball.
Lewis Travis has been credited with the own goal. It did look like a Derby player had headed that in earlier on. Davis with a corner kick off to our left. It's a good delivery, missed by a Town player. Comes to Jack Clark inside the box, cleared away by Ozo. Out on the far side for a throw to Ipswich Town.
He should have hit it, Clark. He thought about hitting it first time and then he changed his mind. He should have hit it. He could have went over the stand, but the best option was to have that go there.
So Town lead 1-0 through an own goal from Lewis Travis. Doing a bit of a Cameron Burgess. Ipswich Town, former players this season, scoring goals for them. Nice touch. Furlong with a long throw into the Derby area, headed up and away by Merkin, nodded back forward by Mehmeti, down from Matt Clark, comes out as far as Davis to Jack Clark. Town attacking the goal off to our left. Clark has the ball, little one into the area for Mehmeti, saved by Vickers and then touched away. That was a good chance. Credit the goalkeeper in the end, but Ipswich Town on top and playing well at the moment.
Yeah, they're carving them open. I mean, that's unlucky Mehmeti. I thought he maybe should have took it with his left rather than bring it on his right, but as I say, it's a great opening up the Derby defence again. Good pass again.
Yeah, it's happened a couple of times in the last couple of minutes. Furlong down the far touchline to Burns, preferred to McAteer and Egley at the moment, gives it to Mehmeti, who's having a good game. You can see him scoring or creating in this one. Burns on the right, goes down under a challenge from Merkin, right next to the man with the flag, so it was a fair one. Derby get themselves away to Ozo. Ward, I thought Ward had pulled up with an injury for a second, just seemed to lose his footing, but he's alright. The momentum's completely gone, and Derby's fans getting a little bit agitated.
Yeah, we get another goal here, Brennan. This game could be dead and buried because these fans are going to get right on top of them.
It's unbelievable. Derby, best away side in the Championship, but they're 20th in the home form table, so the regulars here just seeing a poor season really, as Ipswich have it again at the back with O'Shea. Town on top in this one, but they only lead through an own goal. Have had chances to extend that advantage under the lights. It was a 12:31 kick-off this one. We're 18 and a half minutes in on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Davis, ball down the line to Athon, who's making some good runs, trying to take on Bart. Lovely play from Athon inside the area, left him for dead. He pulls it back towards Mehmeti, behind him. It's cleared away from the edge of the Derby area, but again, nice play on the front foot from Ipswich Town, getting in behind Derby. Flag up against Derby. It's Adjumang who's straight offside.
Good play from Athon there, wasn't it? Really good little dummy. Really was, let it through his legs. Really good play. It was like Fernandez the other day for Man United, very similar. But yeah, again, I thought the final pass, I thought he could have took it in a little bit longer. But he started lively, Athon.
Yeah, he's done well. O'Shea with the ball at the back for Ipswich Town. 1-0 up, had other opportunities. Looking a good attacking force, Ipswich Town. Jack Clark's been dragged back blatantly by Danny Bart. In a battle of two former Sunderland players in the centre circle. Free kick has gone the way of Ipswich Town. O'Shea's going to take it once Bobby Clark's happy with the placement of the ball. O'Shea over halfway finds Matusiwa on the half turn out to the left, and Taylor near side directly in front of Kieran McKenna. Dinks it down the line for Jack Clark, who'll get onto the ball up against Travis, who scored an own goal and been given a yellow card. Not the start he'd have wanted against his former club. Matusiwa to Davis outside the Derby area. Town have to work it back to Taylor. Now on halfway is Cedric Kipre. O'Shea looked forward. In the end, the best pass in his eyes was Furlong on the right hand side. Burns in field to Athon. Athon to Burns once again cutting in from that far touchline, 30 yards from goal. Matusiwa gives it to Kipre. Town are on top, pressing forward, looking for a second goal. Davis just inside the Derby box, wide left. Infield it goes to Taylor. The referee was in the way. Taylor makes some room for a shot but decides not to. Again plays it back to Davis on the left. In comes his cross. It looks a good one. Athan went towards it, but Matt Clark headed it away. Matusiwa keeps the Reds in possession. Nice play from Furlong. Then he drives against Matt Clark, who's made some good interceptions and blocks so far, Matt Clark.
Yeah, he's done well.
Derby get the ball up to halfway, but Town the better side. Ball given away. Derby urged on. They've had nothing in an attacking sense so far. The ball's still inside their half of the field. Their fans aren't happy, are they, Alex? You get that feeling?
No, definitely not. They want the ball forward as quick as possible. They want to create something. We look the best team. We look like the home team here.
Yeah, they do. Town doing well. They need another goal, though. Still just 1-0. Vickers made a good save from Mehmeti. One of their 3 changes pre-kick-off. Town just had the one, incidentally. Taylor is in for Kayuste in midfield. It's always likely to happen away from home this afternoon. Probably see Dan Neil, or almost certainly see Dan Neil make his debut at some point at Wrexham on Friday, which would be good to see. Brereton battling with Davis. Brereton's got away from him. That wasn't good from Leif Davis. Low ball in from Brereton. Maybe a chance for Derby. Thankfully not. It's the first time they've been forward in this game. Brewster to the overlapping Merkins. Come off an Ipswich Town player. That was a real mistake from Leif Davis that almost cost Ipswich Town. Yeah,
I don't know what they're thinking. Then Kipre stopped as well, didn't they? And Walton caught in 2 minds whether they come, whether or not. They're trying this diagonal ball over the top of the full back here, thinking that Leif Davis is pushing on, so there's space in behind. And we've got to be careful of that. We're running 1-0. We don't need to be galloping forward just now.
Well, this would be crazy if Derby were to get level. Barely been forward in the first 22 minutes of this game. Town well on top, but after a mistake from Town, Derby have a corner kick, left-footed from Merkin towards the far stick. There's a man running in there. It was Brewster. Town headed it away to Davis. What can Town do on the counter-attack? They're bombing forward. Davis tries to put it in behind for Clark, intercepted by Ward. Derby have it on halfway with Bobby Clark. Ward in field, tried a little trick, got away with it against Burns. Burns momentarily down the left-hand side for Ipswich Town. Matt Clark along the floor to Merkin. Here is Ozo. Merkin with an interesting story on his debut for Derby County. 26-year-old who's played all of his football in Holland, was actually born in Colchester. Moved to the Netherlands when he was very young. First experience of English football here this afternoon. The Derby number 2. He's on the ball now, but taken off of him by Mehmeti. Final touch from Merkin out for a Town throw.
It's a shame that one when Leif Davis broke. I mean, his pass, you expect him to put that in behind. He had all the pitch to aim for, and he's played it into the full-back because Jack Clark was in. It's unlucky.
Quarter of this game gone. Furlong far side with the throw. New Town lead 1-0. Lewis Travis with the own goal. Didn't actually score for Ipswich Town in these 9 appearances. On loan a couple of seasons ago. Furlong over the top all the way to Vickers. Derby maybe just buoyed by that little rare foray forward and the corner kick that came from it. Town fans, the home fans trying to get behind their side, as you might be able to hear in the background. There is Matt Clark, the left-sided of the 2 centre-halves for Derby. Plenty of experience between he and Danny Bart. Matt Clark with a crossfield ball, easily cut out by Davis. Davis's header goes down into midfield. Taylor flies in there ahead of Travis and takes the ball out near side for a throw to Derby County. Here come Derby, wide right, Adjumang inside the Ipswich Town area. His ball instead is deflected off Kipre, carries it beyond the far post. Brewster, the number 10, gets onto it. Derby having to build again with Brewster on the left-hand side. Matusiwa's gone with him and blocked off the cross. Well done, Matusiwa.
Yeah, good defence. That's what he's good at, Matusiwa. He gets his body in front. He's a good defender, very good defender.
Through to Derby County. Over on the far side, in front of the Ipswich Town fans, it's Brewster who's going to be taking it for them. He's drawing the yellow ball in his white shirt. Derby have got Bart, Matt Clark, Brereton, Adjumang, all in and around the Ipswich Town 6-yard box off to our right. Derby looking for an equalising goal. The Derby player goes down in the area, but only after a bit of a tangle between O'Shea and Clark, Matt Clark.
Arthur needs to watch himself here, because that was a clear foul what he's just did there, and he's went down.
Referee
needs to watch what he's doing.
Referee just had a word with Dara O'Shea and Matt Clark. Derby throw-in. It's going to be Brewster. And over in the far right corner, in comes his long throw to the box. Ozo with a header down, then belted away by Leif Davis off his left boot to the halfway line. Ward is there, he cushions it to his left-hand side, and fellow fullback Merkin down the line looking for the run of Brewster, headed by Furlong, chested down by Bobby Clark, trying to get the better of Matu Siwa. Ozo steps in, he's running forward with the ball, good strong running. Ozo, edge of the area, great run from Ozo, cleared away by Kipre. As far as Matt Clark, better from Derby in the last few moments. I'm sure their fans would probably say we couldn't have been much worse, but that was due to some good play from Town. Here come Derby again, Adjumang trying to go it alone inside the area. Important challenge from O'Shea, takes the ball out behind. This is better from Derby, they've won a corner.
Yeah, Adjumang looks a bit of a threat, doesn't he? Very positive when he gets the ball. But to be fair, there's nothing that Town can't handle if they keep the switched on. They really aren't. I would like to see us leave somebody up front.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Do you know what I mean? Because
it was really noticeable when Derby did it. Yeah. I don't know if it's the first time I've seen that all season. Town have all 10 red shirts back in the penalty area. Off to our right-hand side, guarding against this Derby corner. In it comes, good delivery, touchdown by Walton, did all he could amongst numerous bodies. Travis has it wide right, in goes Taylor, out goes the ball. For another corner to Derby, which Ward is going to be taken from this near side.
Should have done better there, Taylor. He didn't need to lash it the way he did. He had time, a lot more time than I think he thought he had. I mean, we've got all these people in the box. They've only got 4 Derby players in the box, and we've got about 10 or 5 now. But I really don't get it.
Another corner kick to Derby, a second in quick succession. 27.5 minutes played. They're 1-0 down. Merkin on his debut puts it in, headed away by Furlong. Out as far as Bobby Clark, who nods it up to the edge of the area. Athon clashes with Matt Clark. Under pressure, Taylor hasn't made the most of that one. Adjumang didn't find room or time for a shot. Cleared out on this near side for a throw to Derby, which Ward is going to be taking just inside the Ipswich Town half of the field. Still Town lead 1-0. Lewis Travis with the own goal. Adjumang on his chest, wrestling with Kipre, shoves Kipre to the deck. Good strong play. In goes Taylor, the sliding challenge to throw in for Derby. Next to the corner flag off to our right is a handful, Adjumang.
He is.
Quite a tough game against Daniel Jebison last week. Kipre's up against a similar player in Adjumang this week. So you can hear Derby now, fans getting behind their team, a bit more belief that they can get themselves into this game. Been second best so far. We played 28.5 minutes, Town lead 1-0 on BBC Radio Suffolk. Forward comes Ward, as long flat throw in. Matt Clark with a flick on header, nodded away by Furlong. Up goes Bobby Clark. Athon can maybe get on it for Ipswich Town. He's on the ball, what can he do with it? Runs to Ward. Ward plays it off the hand of Clark, out it goes. For nothing other than a throw in to Derby. Ward to take it. Ozo. Mehmeti steps in there, sees the ball out for a throw.
Well played, Mehmeti. Could have quite easily put that out for another throw into Derby. He's took the sting out a little bit. We can take the time. We need to get the ball down and start passing that again, quieting this crowd again.
Derby are always going to have a spell at some stage. And finally they are. Approaching the final 15 minutes of this first half. Davis with a throw-in. Fans unhappy that he'd encroached a few yards. Matt Clark at the back with a header for Derby, controlled by Brereton, who skips away from Athon, gets to the halfway line. Still Brereton has it, going across the pitch rather than through it. Has to go back to Matt Clark. Then he finds Travis. A bit more urgency about Derby at the moment. Travis passes it between the lines to Brewster. Brewster caught by Taylor. I think it could be a yellow card for Jack Taylor. Referee just even things up in the centre of the field. Taylor on a yellow, his 6th of the season.
Always going to happen. They were just waiting for that one, weren't they? They were waiting for that one. The fans are happy now. They might go off his back.
Town 1-0 up. Travis with an own goal. Down with the high line as Derby take this free kick just 4 or 5 yards inside Ipswich Town's half of the field. Standing hands on hips over this free kick is Joe Ward in his 3rd season having left Peterborough. Plays it over the back of the Town back line, headed up by Matt Clark, drops down the far side. Adjaman can't keep it in play. Town have a man down inside their penalty area, so the referee wants to check on Darnell Furlong, who thankfully is up and okay.
He does go down a lot, Furlong, doesn't he? He does go down a bit.
Been fairly steady for Ipswich Town, hasn't he? Fairly consistent. Like Darnell Furlong knows the position.
I do like him. He's very, as you say, you always know what you're going to get off him.
Yeah, very consistent and dependable.
Yeah.
Here he is with this throw-in for Ipswich Town. Just really got Ben Johnson in terms of competition at the moment, with Harry Clark out on loan and Ashley Young not available. Town pick up the ball in midfield. Derby a little bit loose at the back. Mehmeti to Jack Clark inside the Derby area. Clark, if he can get on his right foot, he will. Takes it to the byline, stabs it into the middle. It's deflected towards goal, but it popped up nicely for Vickers. A bit of good fortune there for Derby. Could have easily been a second own goal, really. Travis to halfway in. Adjamang, he slips it to the right hand side. Brereton, first time ball forward, but too much on it for Bobby Clark. Out comes Walton, not taking any chances, and sweeps it forward off his left boot. Bart controls it on his chest and gives it back to Vickers.
Yeah, well done Taylor and well done Walton there. He's keeping a very high line, which is good because you're going to need it.
What have you made of Walton's form since he came into the side, Alex?
I think he's done very well. He's had a couple of little slip-ups, so you're going to have that as a goalkeeper. But apart from that, I think he's been a very good goalkeeper, Brennan. We mentioned it before. Quick
free kick over the top from Brewster. Finds Merkin far side. No support in the centres. Had to hold it up by the corner flag and wait for the cavalry to come. Not a good pass from him, trying to find Bobby Clark. In went Furlong. Mehmeti loses possession of the ball to Ozo. Matt Clark into midfield and Lewis Travis. Challenge from behind by Mehmeti. He's going to get a yellow card for that as well. Yellow card for Anis Mehmeti, his 7th of the season.
Yeah, it was there to kick it on once the ball was gone, so no arguments with that for
Didn't
me.
Need to do it either, did it? It was a daft one from Mehmeti, really.
Frustration because his touch let him down, that's why he got frustrated there.
Free kick to Derby on halfway. 12.5 minutes to go until half time, or at least until the board goes up, and probably shows quite a healthy figure given the break we had earlier on, or the couple of breaks for Bart's nasal injury. Free kick on halfway. It's Merkin to take it for the home side. Trailing again here as they have on numerous occasions this season. Merkin plays the free kick forward to the edge of the Ipswich area. Up goes Bart against Kipré. Davis clears the ball away, not very far with his right boot off balance. Poor chest trap from Jack Clark. That wasn't what was needed. Athon gives it back to Mehmeti. Matt Clark wins it back for Derby. There is Brereton, caught by Jack Clark. Very scrappy there. Free kick to Derby County, and a chance again for them to load the penalty area off to our right hand side.
Yeah, it was a bit sloppy, that, really. Dangerous position coming in again. I think it's important the last 12 minutes we keep it nice and tight. We go in 1-0 up. If it is 1-0, don't be losing a goal and give them something to hold on to.
Referee just painting his white line that Mehmeti and Jack Clark place their toes on. Clark communicating with Walton in terms of where he wants him exactly. Free kick to Derby, good 35 yards from goal, wide right. Not going in directly. Either Ward or Clark is going to try and find a colleague in the middle. That's the intention. It's going to be Joe Ward who plays this free kick into the Ipswich Town area, headed on by Bart, has to be dealt with by Leif Davis. Nodded down by Bobby Clark, and then the spinning attempted cross from Brewster goes out behind.
Yeah, we'll take that all day.
Yeah, goal kick to Christian Walton.
We just need to get the ball down and get some passes going again. I still think we can get to this back three, the back four, whatever it is. The back three just now, but look, the 3v3 there. Get it forward.
Walton is going to go long with this goal kick off the deck. The ball flies from right to left. Matt Clark challenged by Burns. The ball goes on beyond the pair of them and then dealt with by covering Bart. Out for a throw far side to Ipswich Town down their right. Darnell Furlong is going to be taking it for Ipswich. Town back in action on Friday night, round 4 of the FA Cup. Town trying to become one of the first teams through to the last 16. Alex will be alongside me at the racecourse ground Wrexham for the first time in 8 days, because Town will be back 2 weeks today in the league. Walton gives it out to O'Shea outside the penalty area, just off to our right. Furlong goes long, takes the deflection off Brewster, controlled by Athon, back to Mehmeti, infield to Athon once again. Burns is making a run in front of them. Athon out to the right hand side, asks too much of Mehmeti. Merkin takes the ball out, and it's a throw to Town outside the Derby penalty area.
Good play again. Athon's done well, playing that lone striker up there. He's done well, he's got a hold of the ball very well, he's brought a lot of players into play. Final pass wasn't good there, but at least he tried to do the right thing. But yeah, he's been lively. I've been quite impressed with him in the first half.
Furlong with this throw in for Ipswich Town, trying to go 2-0 up inside the first 37 minutes. It's gone back short to Mehmeti this time. Mehmeti, that's wasteful from him. Too much on the pass, it's out behind for a goal kick to Vickers.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking there. He should have just passed it back to Furlong's feet rather than putting it in behind.
It has to be remembered that Town have won 5 of their last 7 games in all competitions, won 7 of their last 11 in the league.
It's not a bad record, is it?
Not a bad record when you consider some of the doom and gloom that's been around the last couple of weeks. And yes, they weren't great at Bramall Lane, and they weren't great last week, but they did get something from that game, create a lot of chances against Preston. But as we said earlier on, you get the feeling they've got to start winning some of these games. As Burns on the halfway line, twisting and turning, and then having to go back towards O'Shea. O'Shea lifts the ball to the left, and Davis controls it on his left instep, pushes it down the line to Jack Clark and gets it back inside his own half. Kipper is available. Now O'Shea inside the centre circle, challenged briefly by Bobby Clark. Furlong down the line to Burns, blocked off the return pass. Now a chance for Derby to break. Merkin on that far side, overlapping is Bobby Clark. Back come the red shirts of Ipswich towards Adjumang. The ball around the corner was the intention, but O'Shea got it away for Town. Controlled by Matt Clark, who is a Suffolk boy through and through. Near side Ward gives it to Brereton. Ward's continued his run. Brereton's checked back towards Matt Clark. Clark gets the ball out from under his feet, slips it to the far side of Merkin. Merkin one touch to Adjumang, tried to get the return. Furlong's brought him down. It's a free kick to Derby in a good position. Don't think there's going to be any other punishment for Darnell Furlong.
Swapping of boots here.
Yeah, Brewster is changing his footwear. And the golden boot, as England won the under-17 World Cup a few years ago. Rhian Brewster, very, very highly regarded, went to Sheffield United for 23.5 million, but only scored 9 goals for them in 5 years before arriving here last summer. But if you can get him right, there's a very, very good player there. He's on with his new shoes. Free kick then to Derby far side, 6 minutes to go in this first half. Town still 1-0 up. That own goal after 8 minutes, the difference between the two sides here. Derby now with a chance to potentially draw level. Bobby Clark and Derry Merkin over the ball. It's going to be Bobby Clark, and now eventually Merkin. Terrible free kick, made a right mess of it. One of them ran towards the ball, then the other, then the first one again, and then eventually at the 4th time of asking, they got a really poor pass forward. Here come Derby again though. After that embarrassing set piece, they're still in the attacking third off to our right. Bobby Clark back to Ozo. Town with all 10 red shirts behind the ball. There is Lewis Travis, almost challenged by Jack Clark, who's caught him late. The referee says play on. Ozo cutting in field for Derby. Lots of work to be done around the corner, gives it to Adjumang. Poor touch from him. In went O'Shea. Burns came away with the ball, not for long. Merkin down the left hand side, a chance to cross into the Ipswich area. Comes off the back of Furlong, drops down nicely to Burns' far side. In flies Merkin, says he got the ball. It's out for a throw to Ipswich.
Yeah, better from Burns, committing the defender, getting a throw in, taking the pressure off his defence.
John Eustace A little drink from his water bottle on the edge of his technical area. He's done a good job wherever he's been, whether it be Birmingham, who had in the top 6 before he got sacked, and then obviously Blackburn. Against the odds, did a pretty decent job there as well, and been well here. Not this afternoon though. Burns scampers away from Merkin, tries to find Athon with a reverse pass, cleared away by Derby. Kipre got there ahead of Adjumang. The ball then bounced over the top of Osu, but Bart sees it back to Vickers, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think he's just got to do it simple there. Just give it into Mehmeti. Burns has gone with a difficult pass, especially when we're in control.
Played with John Eustace very early on in his career, didn't you, Alex? A little spell?
Yeah, Dundee United. I don't think I played, to be fair, but it wasn't one of my best moves.
Decent player.
Yeah, he was a good player. Good midfielder, box to box.
Yeah, he was. Remember him at Watford and a fair bit of time at Coventry. Nice link up between Davis and Clark. Davis wide left, shaped to cross outside the Derby area. He still has it. He pulls it back. Edge of the area is Mehmeti, back to goal. He finds Taylor. Can Town get a second goal before half time? 41 minutes played, their lead. Jack Clark tiptoeing towards the area, taking on Brereton, skips away from him, runs into trouble, blocked away by Travis. Taylor sees the ball out of play for a throw to Ipswich.
Yeah, let's kill it off to half time. 4 minutes before we find out how many he's going to add on. Probably 5, I would have thought, Brian.
Be a few, won't there?
Yeah.
Davis's throw in to Matthew Siwa. He spoons it onto the chest of Mehmeti, who goes down lightly, says the referee, under a challenge from Matt Clark. Travis to Brewster. The ball's still inside the Derby half. Now Ozo. Travis just gets it to Ward. Down the line to Brereton. Town tigerishly closing down the white shirts. Very little room for Derby to work in. Ozo's found a bit of space now in the centre of the park. Bobby Clark's made a run. Ozo didn't spot it. Travis quickly shifts the ball from his left foot to his right and passes it on. Now Brereton down the right hand side should be able to get his cross, and it comes low as a Derby player goes down in the area. Brewster, never a penalty. Look towards the referee, more in hope than anything. Cleared away by Town, won by Bart in the air. Ward gives it to Travis. Bobby Clark on the right hand side. Derby have 3 minutes to find an equaliser. Nice 1-2 between Brereton and Clark. Clark ran into Mehmeti. In goes Matthew Siwa. Clark's got the ball back. Bobby Clark for Derby has a go. Great block from Matthew Siwa. Derby building again with Ozo. Ozo, terrific block from O'Shea, this time running out of the pack. Athon, too strong for Travis. Held up by Ozo. Play on, says the referee. It's a lively one at the moment. Brereton on the right hand side. Don't rule out another goal before half time. Brereton, little ball into the box, tries to find Brewster. Brewster's shots wide of the far post, well wide in the end. Yeah,
the ref's letting a lot of things go, to be fair. I mean, I don't mind that, but some of them are fouls, and centre forward Union, I mean, I think Athon's been fouled a few times, and that one in Mehmeti for the centre half was a foul in the first passage he played from of Derby's. So I think he's got to get a grip of the game a little bit, because I think he's lost it.
What I would say is that Derby have scored in their last 20 league games. If they score this afternoon, it'll be the first time in 50 years they've scored in 21 successive league games. No goals from them so far, other than the one that Lewis Travis, I guess, put in his own net for Ipswich Town early on. As up steps Clark of Ipswich, having been fouled just inside his half of the field, about 90 seconds away from the board, going up to how much added on time there is going to be.
One thing I say about the ref, he's not been consistent, has he? He's not really been consistent, because that wasn't a foul, I didn't think, in Clark.
Here is Kipre getting a better of Adjumang up towards Athon. Athon one touch to Mehmeti. Mehmeti tries to return it to him. Poor pass from the Ipswich Town player Mehmeti, and then that's wayward from Derby. Burns has it on the far side of the field.
It's a shame for that Mehmeti pass, because it was the right pass to do. He just didn't execute it well.
Town leading by 1-0 live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Final minute of the first 45 in this lunchtime kick-off. Town currently 4 points off the top 2 in the live table, as Ward almost gives the ball to Athon accidentally at the back. Later on, Coventry at home to Oxford in terms of the top 2. Surely Coventry will win that one, although Oxford have got a lot to play for at the other end of the table. Middlesbrough, incidentally, don't play until Monday night. They've got a tricky game at Bramall Lane to potentially go top of the table for the first time this season if Coventry drop points. 2 minutes of added on time at the end of the first half. Thought there might have been a bit more of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Long from Travis, looking for Merkin far side. Headed down and out by Furlong in a one-on-one duel. Merkin with this throw in for Derby. Goes back to Matt Clark. Little lull in proceedings at the moment. So you can probably gather not too much coming from the crowd either. Matt Clark with a switch to the near side, brought down Brad Brereton. He controls it for Ward. Ward gives it straight to Jack Clark. What a mistake. What can Town do? Still a lot of work to be done. A lot of ground to be covered. Clark is covering it. Clark into the box to Athon in the D. Chance for Athon, blocked by Matt Clark. Might come to Mametti, headed away by Derby. They've got off the hook. That was another chance for Town.
Yeah, good play from Clark. Picked the right thing, Athon. Athon should have found Mametti for me.
Matt Clark's had a good game for Derby at the back as well, and almost kept them in this game. That wasn't the first of his important interceptions in this first half. The referee, here's what I just heard, wants to sort something out before Town can resume play with a throw-in. Now he does seem happy. Furlong, far side. Taylor plays it long, too long for Athon. All the way back to Vickers. Final 25 seconds of this first half. The only goal, an own goal. Ipswich Town have benefited from it as well. Trying to extend this excellent record they have on this pitch. Matt Clark up towards Adjumang. Final chance for Derby to get a goal in this first half. There might not be time. Brewster to Travis. The seconds are ticking away. Travis hits the heels of Bobby Clark. Travis can't win it back. Bobby Clark upends Jack Clark. The referee says play on. Brewster back to the halfway line. Surely that is it for this first half. Referee puts his whistle to his lips, and that is it. Ipswich Town lead Derby County 1-0 at half-time. Alex Matthew.
Yeah, first 25 minutes I thought we were a better side. They were never looked like in it, Derby. We looked a threat going forward. Then Derby started to creep into it, which you would expect. Found their feet. Had a few, never had any chances. Walton never really had a save to make, but they looked a threat. Adjumang looks a threat going forward. But I think it's quite even Stevens. I think Town are probably the better side on the first 45 minutes. I think there's more goals there, but it's important we keep a clean sheet more than anything else. We're going in 1-0, which is always a bonus because we have been struggling to score of late. So yeah, not bad at all.
Particularly early on, the first sort of 50 minutes, Town were getting in behind an awful lot, weren't they? Yeah,
and they've played some nice little link-up play, and when they do the little sharp 1-2s round about the area, they look a threat, and on a number of occasions just been cut out. But keep doing it, keep more of the same, we'll be saying, I think, around the areas, because the big centre halves aren't moving with the Athon's done well up there. Manetti's just moved out here a little bit. The first 15 minutes he was in the game, the last 20 he's gave the ball away a few times, so he needs to get back into that for the second half.
You mentioned Athon there. What have you liked about his performance? What's he done for you?
He's held the ball up, he's brought other people into play. He looks as if he's wanting on the ball, he's working hard. You always get that off him. I think he was there in the bouts for the goal as well, put pressure on Travis to put the ball in the back of the net. So yeah, I think he's done well for being up there himself. It's a tough position. I think he just needs to be a little bit stronger if he can, but yeah, he looks a threat.
And what about the threat from Derby?
Adjumang looks good, and as you were talking about Brewster as well. They're both getting on the ball. They're trying this diagonal in behind Leif Davis. Davis just needs to be a little bit careful with that. He doesn't need to go gallivanting forward and going by Clark all the time. I know that's part of his game, but at the end of the day, we're winning 1-0. We don't want to be conceding a goal, because especially this Derby team, if their fans get behind them, it's like anywhere else. They really get behind them.
That's what I was going to say. It's another one of those where the next goal's huge, isn't it? We say it so often, but it's true.
I mean, even if we go 2-0 up, it's still the next goal is a big game. But we've just got to keep it nice and tight. They've not really created a lot of big chances, but they do look a threat.
Fingers crossed Ipswich Town can either hold on to this lead or extend it, because so far so good at Pride Park. Yet again, Town having a good afternoon in this part of the world. At the halfway stage of the lead, Derby 1-0.
Let's hope it continues. The other two lunchtime kickoffs in the Championship are goalless at half-time. Norwich 0, Blackburn 0, Southampton 0, Watford 0. Half a dozen games kicking off at 3:01, including the leaders Coventry at home to Oxford, as Brennan mentioned. In-form Hull take on Bristol City. 6th v 5th at the Racecourse Ground, as as Wrexham entertain Millwall. In the Premier League, Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0 is the half-time score at Old Trafford. Christian Romero sent off for Spurs on 29 minutes. Brian Mbeumo with the United goal on 38. 5 3:00 kickoffs, including leaders Arsenal at home to Sunderland and Chelsea away at Wolves. On the non-league front, lots of games have fallen victim to waterlogged pitches today, including those involving Bury Town, Felixstowe Walter United, Mildenhall Town, Lowestoft Town and Brantham Athletic. Games involving Needham Market, Leiston, AFC Sudbury and Newmarket are all on, and we will be at 2 fixtures in the Furlough non-league later in the programme, with playoff chasing Haverhill Rovers at home to Soametown Rangers in the Premier Division and Ipswich Wanderers at home to county rivals Stowmarket Town. You with an extended matchday programme on BBC Radio Suffolk. Coming up during our half-time break, we'll hear from Town winger Jack Clark.
Wayne Bavin at breakfast.
Town's trip to Fratton Park postponed yesterday for the second time.
And all these messages from family saying, you haven't started your journey, have you? I did think it was a wind-up. I've been joking with the family that what reason are they going to find to call the game off this time?
Things that got unexpectedly cancelled for you.
Someone walked towards us and said the airport's shut because of the weather.
A lot of people feel a little bit anxious about performing CPR on women.
The pads need to go on bare skin, so you need to take that bra off.
Wayne Bavin at breakfast. Weekdays from 6. Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Suffolk.
It's Graham Mack with Matchday half-time in our main feature at Pride Park. Derby County 0, Ipswich Town 1. A Lewis Travis own goal on 8 minutes. The first week of Rugby Union's Six Nations continues today. England host Wales at Twickenham this afternoon. When the sides met in last year's tournament, Wales were thrashed 68-14 in Cardiff and conceded 11 tries. Here's the England prop Ellis Genge.
Although there's been a bit of turmoil over the past 12 months with them, and a lot of tough discussions going on behind the scenes, I think everyone knows a Wales who are a bit damaged coming to Twickenham is not going to be an easy game by any means.
A 4:40 start for England versus Wales. Before then, Italy v Scotland gets underway at 2:10. The hosts finished bottom of the table for 8 years in a row up to 2023, but they've overtaken Wales since then. Scotland's head coach Gregor Townsend says Italy are a hard side to face, especially in Rome.
We know what Italy can do when they have that crowd energy behind them. They're 2 years further on in their development too, and they are a cohesive team. A lot of that back line have played together. They've got some quality forwards. They beat Australia in November. It's one of the toughest teams now to play in World Rugby in the Six Nations.
In tennis, Great Britain are through to the final round of Davis Cup qualifying after a 4-0 win over Norway in Oslo yesterday. British number 1 Ebba Raducanu's reached her first final since winning the 2021 US Open. She'll compete for the Transylvania Open title this afternoon as Katie Bolter plays in the final of the Ostrava Open. The 25th Winter Olympics officially underway in Milan Cortina after a glittering opening ceremony held at the San Siro last night. Plenty of British interest today. There's updates and fixtures on the BBC Sport website. And later in this programme, we'll hear from the Team GB snowboarder with links to Suffolk, Chema Maze-Brown. Now, Jack Clark's penalty against Preston last Saturday took him to 12 goals for the season. He's Ipswich Town's leading goal scorer this campaign, now 3 clear of Jayden Philogene. Brenner caught up with him after the 1-1 draw. At the time, they were looking ahead to Town's match at Portsmouth on Tuesday, since postponed again. On a personal level, Clark must be delighted with how things are going.
Yeah, I guess so, but I think I've said it before. I think I said it in a press conference the other week. The main aim is obviously 3 points every game we go into, and the last 2 have obviously fell short of that mark, so it's a bit disappointing. Obviously the goals contribute to the 3 points, but if we're not getting the 3 points, then I'm not going to go home happy.
Disappointed not to get the win at the weekend.
Very disappointing, to be honest. I think today, last week especially, we obviously didn't play well. We didn't play well. We didn't obviously impose ourselves in the game, especially coming off the back of what we were thinking was a good week and a good run that we were on, and we just let ourselves down a little bit last week. I think that today we played better, created a lot more opportunities, but they obviously made it tough for us, and they scored a goal that is sort of unacceptable on our behalf, and we've got to own that and then try to put it right on Tuesday.
Talk to me through the process, the mindset, the pressure on you, all eyes on you. It's 1-0 down. How calm do you stay in a moment like that? How do you keep calm?
I think because I've been and done it before, it's easy to sort of just worry about what I'm going to do with the ball in that sort of situation, and where I'm going to try put the penalty. I've taken a fair few now in my career, so the nerves don't really sort of come into it. They might if I miss one, which will probably happen at some point in my career, and then it's about resetting and going from there.
Classic case of just picking your spot and sticking with that, I'd imagine.
Yeah, although today's probably didn't go in as comfortably as I'd have wanted it to, but yeah, like you said, just picking your spot, staying true to it, trying to get a clean strike on the ball, and then just hoping it goes in.
Was it a clean strike? That was their complaint afterwards, that it came from one foot onto the other.
It absolutely wasn't a clean strike. I don't really know what happened in terms of the scenario. I can't actually probably comment on whether it hit both my feet or not, to be honest. I know I slipped and then it sort of came off a bit funny off my right foot, but I'm not entirely sure, but it went in. So.
And overall, happy with the position where the team is heading into a really intense period, so many games and so many away from home?
Yes and no. I feel like we should be better off in terms of our points, and we know that we've left a lot out there in terms of games that we've sort of not picked up 3 points, and it's just about turning them small margins in our favour so we can walk away with more wins and obviously sit more comfortably in the league.
And getting a good rhythm, playing games back to back, which every player wants.
Yeah, it's always nice. Obviously, we've got a big squad and we like to have all the options available, especially, like you said, going into a busy period, and we feel like we'll need everybody's help towards the back end of the season. But for myself personally, obviously getting a run of games and playing is always nice.
Pick up a bit better form on the road, maybe. I know that Coventry was terrific, Millwall was a decent away point, but some of your lesser performances have been away, haven't they?
Yeah, I'd guess so, yeah. Obviously, teams try and make it difficult for us regardless of whether we're playing at home or away, but like I said, it's just about turning them small margins into wins and picking up more points and building momentum.
We didn't see him at the weekend, but what kind of a player have Ipswich Town attracted in Dan Neil?
Personally, I think he's a top player, and I'm hoping that he'll be able to bring his qualities that he brought from Sunderland into the team, help us when he gets the opportunity to help us, and I'm sure he'll be really good for us.
What are those qualities? What does he bring?
Like a calm head on the ball. He's a good leader. Obviously he wore the captain's armband at Sunderland, and I think that was fully deserved. Great footballing brain, and just keeps the team ticking, to be honest. I think he'll really help us when he gets the opportunity.
Did he speak to you about the move?
Yes and no. I think he tried to be a bit quiet about it, but he asked a few little bits to sort of give me a little hint he was coming. But yeah, I'm happy that he's here, and hopefully, like I said, he'll be able to help us.
Is it exciting when new players join? Anis has also come in from Bristol City. He's clearly a talent.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we've got a big squad and everybody's there to try to play a part in obviously the goal, which is getting promoted. And I think the players that we've brought in are obviously very good players, and like I said, if they can help us in any which way possible, that's just a benefit for the team.
You're ready to play every minute, every game from now on in this really busy period?
Maybe not every single minute, but I'll certainly try. Yeah, like I said, we've got a big squad. It's an advantage for us when we've got like such a busy period, a lot of travel, a lot of away games, and I'm sure everybody will get utilised and everybody should be willing to play a part.
The gaffer was just really complimentary about your tracking back and running and helping out the team, that kind of thing.
It's probably the only thing he was happy with me today, to be fair, because on the ball it wasn't a great day for us attackers. They made it difficult, to be fair. They set up in a way which obviously made it really compact. There weren't much space, and yeah, I didn't have a great day on the ball, to be honest. I kept going, I kept trying bits and bobs. Obviously winning the penalty at the end helps, but yeah, I think he's been quite stern with me that the off the ball stuff needs to be sort of a benchmark, and then the on the ball stuff will come, and he, to be fair, he was right. So
but that's what you've got to do, just finally, if you're not having your best game on the ball, to keep working, to keep doing something for the team, keep helping out.
Yeah, exactly. I think, like I said, you've got to do what you can to help the team. If the off the ball stuff's what's needed on the day, then you've got to do that, and then, like I said, just be persistent with the on the ball stuff. And obviously won a penalty at the end, felt like I should have had another one afterwards, and then it could have been a completely different day, but it is what it is.
This is winger Jack Clark speaking with Brenner after last Saturday's 1-1 draw at Preston. Not on the score sheet yet this afternoon, but Town are in front. The second half at Pride Park is next.
Kipre to the chest of Athon. Athon with a good chest pass to Mehmeti. Mehmeti 30 yards from goal, still has the ball into the box to Clark. Clark inside the area, twisting and turning. Still Clark tries to step it towards goal. His namesake Matt Clark got there in the nick of time. Corner kick to Ipswich. Mehmeti on it again. It's another good delivery, headed down towards goal and in to goal for Ipswich Town. Is it going to stand? Yes, it is. From this angle, it looked like an own goal. It looked like a Derby player had headed it beyond his goalkeeper, and that might well be the case. What we know for certain is that Ipswich Town and Red have taken the lead after 8 minutes at Pride Park. It's Derby 0, Ipswich Town 1. Kipre has it once more, just inside his half of the field. Through a little gap to Matusiwa, closed down by Oza, gives it to Athon, back to Matusiwa, excellent play. Athon into the area, what a goal this would be! Great challenge from Matt Clark. That would have been exceptional from Ipswich Town if Athon had put it in. It was really good football. Davis to Jack Clark. Town attacking the goal off to our left. Clark has the ball, little one into the area for Mehmeti, saved by Vickers and then touched away. That was a good chance. Credit the goalkeeper in the end, but Ipswich Town on top and playing well at the moment. Brereton battling with Davis. Brereton's got away from him. That wasn't good from Leif Davis. Low ball in from Brereton, maybe a chance for Derby. Thankfully not. It's the first time they've been forward in this game. Brereton, little ball into the box, tries to find Brewster. Brewster's shots wide of the far post, well wide in the end.
Hello, I'm Jill Scott.
And I'm Joe Marler. And because this is radio, you can't see that Jill here is dressed as an 80s disco queen. And I'm wearing an inflatable flamingo costume.
Because for Red Nose Day, we're taking ourselves a little less seriously to help do some serious good.
And you can too. Just head online and get a fundraising pack to get loads of...
Oh no, Joe, you've popped again, man.
I knew this wasn't my size.
Take yourself funny for money for comic relief.
Where's the foot pump?
Get a fundraising pack today. Just search Red Nose Day.
Cricket's T20 World Cup is underway. We've had 2 matches already today. Pakistan have beaten the Netherlands by 3 wickets. In the last half hour or so, the West Indies have beaten Scotland by 35 runs. The third and final game today sees co-host India take on the USA. That one is just underway in Mumbai. Later in the programme, we'll hear from England's Harry Brook. We're here till 6 o'clock with an extended match day programme. A couple of championship games already underway today. A goalless at Carrow Road between Norwich and Blackburn, at St Mary's between Southampton and Watford. There has been a goal in our main feature at Pride Park, though, as you've been hearing. Ipswich Town lead Derby County by 1-0. Let's rejoin Alex Matthew and Brenna Woolley just ahead of the second half.
Yeah, the 2 sets of players finally out for the start of this second half, although we're not quite ready to go yet. Fair few stewards still out there with their pitchforks, having a quick look around. Doesn't look like there's any changes to the 22 that started this game. So down have Walton in the goal up to our left-hand side. A back four, Furlong, O'Shea, Kipre and Davis. Town in all red, by the way. Matusiwa alongside Taylor, who's on a card. Then it's Burns, Mehmeti, who's also been cautioned, and Clark in behind Athon. On the bench, Palmer, Johnson, Greaves, Neil Kayuste, Eggley, McAteer, Akpom, Hurst. Derby in white shirts, black shorts, white socks. Have Vickers in goal. A back four of Ward, Bart, Matt Clark and Merkin. In midfield, Ozo alongside Travis, who got the only goal, an own goal, and is also on a yellow card. Lewis Travis, the first half to forget. Then it's Brereton, Bobby Clark, Brewster in behind Adjumang. On the bench, O'Donnell, Forsyth, Salverson. And then we've got Thompson, Fraulo, Banal, Eames, Canaville and Allen. An immediate pause in proceedings for a free kick at the back to Derby County. So Derby in white playing from right to left. We get a really good view of any Ipswich Town goals in the second half. We're a lot closer to Vickers' penalty area than Christian Walton's here. But most people described it as a really good own goal, good header from Lewis Travis into the wrong net in that first half. Derby are now trying to get the ball into that net as we speak, a minute into this second half. Brewster with a throw for Derby. They're 1-0 down. Town have just about everyone back in the area off to our left, and it comes headed away by Taylor, cushioned down by Ward, who hits it, pings around in there. Matusiwa doesn't make a good connection. Brereton turns it into the Town area. Town get it away. Travis belts it to his left-hand side, controlled by Merkin, down the line to Brewster. Brewster's early cross into the area could be a dangerous one, but it bounces nicely for Walton, and it's a simple take for the keeper.
Yeah, it could have been a dangerous one, but Walton was on his toes, just picked out, clutched out of the air. So yeah, good game just really kicked off now.
Kieran McKenna's thoughts to come after this one. Your thoughts very welcome. 0800 141 2121, or you can text 81333. Start those messages, SFK WhatsApp, the number for those 08000 321 333. Again, pop SFK at the start. Taylor to Jack Clark. Town on the front foot for the first time in the second half. He runs into traffic, does well to get it to Davis. Davis with a cross over the top and away from Burns. Out behind for a goal kick. You can also email me as well if you want to be involved in Monday's Blue Hour programme on air every Monday night between 6 and 7 on BBC Radio Suffolk. We'd love to get your thoughts on all things Ipswich Town. Email brenner@bbc.co.uk. Massive game on the south coast tomorrow for David Wright's Ipswich Town women. If they win at Portsmouth, they move off the bottom of the WSL2 season. We'll have reaction to that as well on Monday night. Doing some good stuff under David Wright. It's had an impact. At the back is Bart with his third shirt of the afternoon on. He's got a number 4 back on the back. Matthew Seawer to the right-hand side. Burns just outside the Derby area. Burns gets inside the box, tries to drive in a low cross. Comes off Merkin. Merkin battles for the ball and takes a tumble. Free kick at the back to Derby County.
Yeah, silly foul given away there from Burns. I expect Burns to do a little trick and get by him there. He's just waited in pace. Mutton good defending there from full-back.
Derby with a free kick at the back, because the third different keeper that's played for them in the league this season, Zetterstrom, their initial first choice, currently out. O'Donnell has had a few games and done pretty well. It was a bit of a surprise that Vickers started this one, but he has. Made an important save from Mehmeti at 1-0 in the first half. That's where we are still in terms of the scoreline. O'Shea being manhandled by Adjumang. Big leap from Adjumang, but O'Shea got the ball to Matthew Seawer. Burns flicks it up into the centre circle. Athon challenged from behind by Bart. The referee says play on. Athon went to the deck. There's Ozo, the number 18, up towards Adjumang. Adjumang pulled down, was he, by Furlong? No, says the referee. Play on. Adjumang inside the Ipswich area. Now the referee spotted a flag up far side for a Derby offside.
Yeah, we'll take that. I didn't think there was much on the foul from Furlong on Adjumang, but he's a handful, isn't he? Well, you'd like to think so. He's a big lad and he's, do you know what I mean, big strong boy, and he looks a decent signing for them, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's been amongst the goals recently in 5 in his first 9 for the United States. He's a full international under Maurizio Pochettino. Here is Walton, looking forward to his home World Cup in a few months. O'Shea, he's still got World Cup ambitions with Ireland. He gets it up to the halfway line. The ball's off Mehmeti for a through to Derby. 4 and a bit minutes gone in the second half of this early kickoff. Another big game at 3 o'clock. Wrexham Millwall. That's a really interesting one. 2 teams with serious top 6 ambitions meeting in North Wales.
Really working hard, Town, to win that ball back. They really are closing down very well.
Mehmeti's done well, and he skips away from Travis, giving the ball to Burns. Excellent play by Mehmeti. Burns with the layoff back to Taylor. Taylor hits it without too much conviction and little accuracy. It skims wide of Vickers' right post.
Good play though from Mehmeti there, and getting away from players. Burns again, good setback. I mean, Taylor, you expect him to do a little bit more. I thought the pass was just a little bit too short for him. There wasn't much pace in it. It was a difficult chance, but yeah, good play though.
Town still with the advantage. Here is Matt Clark to Ozo, just inside the Derby penalty area. Ozo waits for Mehmeti to close him down before giving the ball to Bart. Bart up towards Bobby Clark. Clark then finds Brereton on the halfway line. Good play this from Derby, who were exceptional in their last game at Bristol City. I know Bristol City are going through a difficult period, but they were very, very good, Derby, on the night. 5 different goal scorers in that 5-0 victory. None for them so far this afternoon, though, thankfully. Here is Bart getting the ball through a little gap, trying to find Bobby Clark. Matthew Seawer gets away from Bobby Clark, finds Jack Clark far side for Ipswich Town, running away from Ward. Clark of Ipswich, great ball through to Burns, should be 2-0, saved by Vickers. Another brilliant chance for Ipswich Town. That was excellent play from Jack Clark, and Burns has his head in his hands. He knows he should have scored.
Yeah, he should have scored. He's got to score there.
He has to score.
It's a good save though. It's a good save, but he's got to score.
That's livened up Derby down the left-hand side. A real let-off for them. Adjumang's carried the ball, but then left it behind. Furlong gives it to Mehmeti. Yeah, absolutely. You do credit the goalkeeper. He did well, Vickers. But
great play from Mehmeti though, wasn't it?
It was a really nice play. Here is Mehmeti on the ball for Ipswich Town. Goes back to Furlong. He takes a tumble under a challenge from Adjumang. Well, it's a real let-off for Derby County there.
I think that would have been game. To be fair, I really do. Because they've started well again, Town. They really have. 2 or 3 opportunities they've had now.
Well, let's hope we're not talking about missed opportunities yet again. Here is Cedric Kipre. Now with Jack Taylor. Kipre again, just short of the halfway line. Obviously, we're expecting numerous changes to the Ipswich Town team on Friday night. I think it would be too many tears shed within the club if Town were to go out of the FA Cup at Wrexham, because if they go through, the game at home game against Leicester would have to be rearranged, and there aren't that many free midweeks available this season, with of course a new date still to be set for Portsmouth. But for the moment, it's all eyes on getting 3 points from this championship game. And at the moment, they're with Ipswich Town, but the referee is just telling Darnell Furlong to wait before taking this through, and he wants a word, the referee, with Burns and Travis. Two of them shake hands, were teammates of course in their time together at Portman Road. A smile from Burns as that all calms down. Furlong with a throw. Casey McAteer's just gone out for a warm-up near side. Taylor plays it straight to Travis, little drag back from Brewster, and then tried to backheel it down the line to come off a Town player. Brewster with a quick throw up towards Adjumang, wrestling with O'Shea. O'Shea's done well, he heads it to Matthew Siwa, who curls it off the outside of his right boot back to Christian Walton.
Yeah, we look quite comfortable just now, Brenner. I hate to say it, you know what I mean, but we are looking, we're getting at them.
Town running forward down the left-hand side. It's Leif Davis, gives it to Jack Clark, back to Davis. Now Mehmeti, good play from Town. Inside the Derby area, Mehmeti still has the ball. Still Mehmeti tries to find Jack Clark, cleared away by Merkin. Town win it back though through Furlong. Now Taylor spins away from Travis. On the left-hand side, Davis crosses into the Derby area, diving to head out behind his Bart. Town win the first corner of the second half.
Yeah, really good play from Town. They've started really well. Managers had a good chat with them at half-time, I believe, and honestly they've come out with all guns firing, and we're passing the ball really slickly, and we're creating so many little opportunities, but we need to get that second goal while we're on top, Brenner.
O'Shea speaks to both Furlong and Jack Clark. Now has a word with Wes Burns as Town line up in and around the Derby penalty spot off to our right-hand side for Mehmeti's latest corner kick from in front of the Ipswich fans. In it comes, headed away by Ward of Derby, and as far as Taylor gives it to Jack Clark. He puts it into the area towards the far post where O'Shea is. Flick header away, only as far as Mehmeti wide left, tiptoed into the Derby area. In comes his cross towards Athon. His header down into the ground is straight at Vickers.
Oh, he's got to score. He really has.
He'll do a lot better there, hasn't he?
Definitely. I was just waiting for the net to bounce. I don't know what he was thinking there. That's a big let-off for Derby again.
Yet again, Town letting them off the hook. Here is Bobby Clark through the legs of an Ipswich player. Gets it to Adjumang. He tries to lay it off to Ozo. It doesn't work out. Town win it back. Burns might have to go after on his own. Matt Clark gets there first. Doesn't take any prisoners with his clearance forward. Brewster's flick on. O'Shea's happy enough with that because it's all the way back to Walton.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, but the header. I mean, I was just waiting for the net to bounce, but he just headed it in the ground. There was no power in the header, was there?
No, little in the way of conviction. Still 1-0 to Ipswich Town live on BBC Radio Suffolk.
He's finding lovely little pockets, Mehmeti. He really is. Great feet.
Taylor picks up Mehmeti. Lovely play from Mehmeti up towards Jack Clark. On the right-hand side, Burns has the ball with his full-back Merkin backpedaling. Burns still has it outside the Derby area. Now Jack Clark round the corner to Mehmeti. Excellent play from those two. Mehmeti square into the middle, looking for Athon, cleared away by Matt Clark. Lovely play from Ipswich Town. Clark and Mehmeti again at the heart of it. Burns outside the area, might have a go. He does, blocked off by Merkin. Corner.
Yeah, good play again. But Mehmeti started the way he started the game the first half, and he's really came out. He's finding lovely little pockets and some really good quick feet to get by his people, to get by his opposing players. So really need to be getting a goal, Brenner. We really do.
Yeah, we said that good players can play with good players, and there's some nice link-up play involving Clark and Mehmeti, both on very much the same wavelength, which isn't a big surprise. They're looking really tricky. They're going to cause lots of teams lots of problems in the remainder of the season, those two. Corner kick to Ipswich Town. Leif Davis on it. Town trying to open up a 2-goal advantage, approaching the hour mark at Pride Park. All eyes on the penalty area off to our right-hand side. Davis with an in-swinging left footer onto the bar. Referee's seen A foul in there. He's blown up, as you probably heard. Free kick to Derby.
A foul, wow. Hit the crossbar. We thought it was going back in the net. That it was a shame if that went in. He gave a foul.
Vickers then had a couple of good stops with this free kick at the back for Derby. Exactly 12 minutes gone in the second half, so a long old way to go still in this one. Here is Ozo. Hull play Bristol City later on. Hull, one of the other teams above Ipswich Town on the table. The start of play. Bobby Clark's nudged to the floor by Jack Clark. Ozo takes a quick free kick for Derby. The means by which they'll need to carry on in this game, getting the ball back in play. They're not getting anything from this match at the moment. The onus on the home side to push forward. Matt Clark belts it long, headed away by Furlong, controlled by Burns near side. Burns with a good chance in the second half. There is Mehmeti. Nice disguise and field to Athon again. Lovely play from Mehmeti. Athon tries to put Burns through. Burns held back by Bart. What's the referee going to do here? It's a free kick and just a yellow card for Danny Bart. Probably looked fair. Town fans will probably feel it warranted a red, but I think the referee's got that one right. After all of that, Town have got a free kick in a really good position.
Yeah, 15 yards further to the left, Brendan, he may have got a red.
Yeah, I agree. He was running away from goal, wasn't he?
Yeah, but good position again. Maybe just a little bit too close though. Could do it maybe 10 yards out this way.
So he'll try and take it a little bit further back if he can, Leif Davis. He and Mehmeti are the most likely candidates, the 3 and the 33. Darragh O'Shea is just talking to Leif Davis about what he can expect when he picks up a position in the middle, or at least what the captain hopes is coming his way. He's one of the targets that one of these two is going to try to hit. Obviously Kipre's up there, Athon's in there, Furlong in the D at the moment.
It's one of the ones you might be worthwhile having a shot.
Well, it's within range.
Yeah.
Free kick to Ipswich Town. 59 minutes played at Pride Park. Davis and Mehmeti over this set piece. And about 26 yards from goal, right of centre. It's in a good position for the left boot of Davis. He's in the mix, but it's going to be Mehmeti who puts it in. Good ball, headed away by Matt Clark again, who's had a good afternoon. Nodded into the box by Taylor. Town still keeping up the pressure. Kipre with a header, nodded away by Matt Clark. Brought down by Ward. Ward clears his lines. Had Matt Clark not made that header, Burns was in on goal. Derby on the counter-attack down the right-hand side. Ward with a step over, trying to get away from O'Shea, who's coming back. O'Shea's held him up, intercepted the ball, and out it goes for a throw into Derby. A few Town players unhappy with that. They're going to have to carry on. O'Shea stretches. Matthew Siwa goes in, wins the ball, then gets shoved in the back by Brereton out of utter frustration, as Derby are about to make a change with Oscar Fraulo about to come on for them, a Danish midfielder who arrived last month.
Very interesting. I just think sometimes with Town, we look, the opposing team look more of a threat when we're having a corner or a free kick round about the opposing's box, because the counter-attack we seem to get caught out on quite a few times this season. Something we really need to look at, because he broke really quick on us there.
And if Lewis Travis might be coming off just because he's on a yellow card, it would make sense. Something needs to change from Derby's perspective. Final half hour of this championship match live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Town still leading 1-0. The early own goal from this man, Travis, who this time finds Matthew Siwa. Matthew Siwa to Burns. Lovely control from Burns towards the D, and Athon tries the layoff for Burns, who goes down in the heat under the challenge from Ozo. Now Ozo's on the ball once again for Derby. Slips it to the left-hand side, and Adjumang down the left wing. O'Shea points to where he wants Adjumang to run the ball. Good sliding challenge from Furlong, takes the ball out. Good work from the two right-sided Ipswich Town defenders.
Yeah, good partnership that there. O'Shea showing him the line, knowing that Furlong's behind him there to come across if he tries to run him, and that's exactly what happened. I was hoping Travis was going to stay on, maybe gets another goal, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking along this line, or just a red card at some stage. I think it might be a double change from the Derby bench. Seems to be a little bit of movement. Nothing from the Town dugout. Brewster with a throw-in for Derby. goes short to Merkin, caught out a few people in the centre, back towards Brewster. Round the back is Bobby Clark inside the Ipswich Town area, along the byline, dinks it into the centre, picked on by Walton, a chance for Ward to Ozo, in goes Matusiwa to clear it away. Poor from Derby. That was an opportunity to cause some problems for Ipswich Town. Jayden Burnell is also coming on for Derby, long one forward into the Ipswich area, over the top of Furlong. He's happy for that. It's out behind. What a goal kick. Burns has gone down in the signalling to the bench.
Yeah,
it's like a thigh problem.
Yeah, he'll be coming off, I think. You know what that is? That's probably just tiredness setting in, do you know what I mean? He's been out a long time. He's probably got a little tweak that sometimes happen. Yeah, we'll change here.
Couple of midfielders. Burnell is a Dutch midfielder, he's on loan from Burnley, came through at Ajax. And I mentioned Fraulo, a Dane who signed from Borussia Mönchengladbach last month. Brereton is the first one to be coming off. And let's see who the other one is. So yeah, Burnell on for Brereton. And then Fraulo is coming on for Ozo. They're leaving on Lewis Travis. They believe that he can keep his nose clean and stay away from trouble.
McAteer coming on for Wes.
McAteer for Burns for Ipswich Town, which makes sense.
Would definitely give us more of a defensive outlook.
It's a shame for Burns. Thankfully it doesn't look like the knee though. Whether it's a groin or a hamstring, it looked something in that area anyway. He's limping off.
It's just a little strain, I think, you know what I mean?
There's no way he'll be risked at Wrexham on Friday night in his native Wales. He applauds the travelling fans who do likewise, back towards one of the most loved Ipswich Town players of the last decade, Wes Burns. Goes without saying. And on will come Casey McAteer back in the East Midlands. 19 gone in the second half. Got a lot of praise from his manager ahead of the Preston game, McAteer. Be lovely to see him have a positive impact on this one. He's warmly applauded onto the field by the travelling support. Had a few injuries of late, Ipswich Town. Of course, Nunez and Philogene potentially back for the Wrexham League game in a fortnight.
Yeah, it'd be good to see them back, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it will.
Just for that last final push, that little bit creative that we're missing.
It'll be a big boost for Ipswich Town. Furlong with a throw-in towards McAteer. McAteer plays it square to Davis on the far side. Still 1-0 Ipswich. Play finally back underway. Jack Clark forward towards the overlapping Davis. Lovely ball from Clark. Davis has got the ball outside the area, then is just robbed by Burnell, and the ball goes out behind. Has made one Premier League appearance this season for Burnley, Jayden Burnell. Yeah, just become a bit more acclimatised to English football. Matt Clark short to Merkin, near side in for Callum Elder. Former Town loan players tended to play left back for Derby this season. Clark tries to give Mehmeti a taste of his own medicine, gets so far and then has to play it up towards Brewster. Over the top of here, Matusiwa. Poor nod down by Kipre, picked up by Brewster. Now Bobby Clark coming forward for Derby. Town a bit stretched at the back. Clark inside the Ipswich area. Still Clark has it. Tries to play it back, but Town got bodies back. Matusiwa in the way again. More excellent recovery work from the Dutchman, but another opportunity Derby should have made more of.
Yeah, well, I think Kipre was found leading up to that. I think it was a foul. The ref's not gave it.
Fraulo just on the field, gives it to Merkin, infield to Adjumang, ball into the Ipswich area, looking for Bobby Clark. Adjumang edge of the box now inside the area, the big number 7 to the left hand side, gives it to Fraulo. Fraulo the pull back, belted away by Kipre. Merkin on the left hand side for Derby, still just 1-0 behind, 24 minutes to play. Fraulo heavily involved, having just come on, gives the ball to Travis back to Fraulo, the number 29 on his back. It's the one start so far in the FA Cup for him. Here is Adjumang inside the Ipswich area. The pull back towards Bobby Clark. It goes down under a chance from Matusiwa. It's a penalty kick to Derby. Matusiwa trips Clark in the box, way off to our left-hand side, and the referee had a good view. And without hesitation, he's pointed to the spot in front of Christian Walton.
Yes, that's the problem you've got. Do you know what I mean? You get all these chances, you're on top, and then we get a silly foul away like that. Good play from Derby, but He's got to do better there. It's a silly foul.
It's Adjumang. Referee just sorting out one or two things. Well, I'm going to try and tempt fate. Derby always score. They've scored in the last 20 league games. They haven't scored in 21 consecutive league games for 50 years. But Rhian Brewster from the penalty spot has the opportunity to get them right back into this game, which should really be dead and buried. 1-0 Ipswich Town lead. Christian Walton can be a hero way off to our left-hand side. Brewster, hands on hips, the former Liverpool player. The number 10 is about to step forward and take the spot kick with his right foot. Forward he comes, and right-footed. Well, you know the outcome from the Raw. Derby have scored, and it's 1-1 at Pride Park.
Yeah, it's just what you don't want to see. You know what I mean? We're well on top there, and then we're going to give a penalty away, which we just need to be safe. Stay on your feet. You don't need to go ground.
Well, again, missed chances, and ultimately, when all said and done, an Ipswich Town player's yet to score in this game. Just aren't clinical enough. They really aren't. Let's hope they can go on and win this game, but Brewster has cancelled out the own goal that his captain scored earlier on in this match. 22 minutes to go, and we're all square.
I mean, the chances we've had, the game should be dead and buried. But we said that last week, Sheffield United. We said that against Preston. Do you know what I mean? You've got to, goals change games, Brenner, and that's what happens. So we just need to get back in it and start all over again. We're still good enough to get into this game.
No, they are. That's why so many people wanted a striker brought in the window. Could cost Ipswich Town. Jack Clark closed down by Bobby Clark. Obviously, Derby with the wind in their sails. Travis goes over the top towards Adjumang, trying to get him one-on-one with O'Shea. The big American fancies this. O'Shea's nudged to the ground. Adjumang inside the Ipswich area, still has the ball. Little drag back. O'Shea got some help from Furlong, which was much needed. O'Shea down the line onto the chest of Merkin. Merkin's closed down by Mehmeti. Back on the ball for Derby with a bit of momentum. He plays it up to Adjumang. Adjumang round the corner. Comes maybe for Brewster, that's gone away from all the way to Walton, but this is a different game altogether now.
Yeah, and it's the fans that's making that different game. They're just shouting every pass for them and cheering for everything they do. And that's what happens when you're away from home. The home crowd get behind you. We just need to buckle down and start playing their own game again. Silence this crowd again.
Good atmosphere at Pride Park. The crowd certainly believe. Furlong to halfway and Mehmeti. Mehmeti challenged by Fraulo. Fraulo's been involved since he came on. Ball out of play for the throw to Darnell Furlong. It's only Brewster's fourth goal of the season. Scored them both against Ipswich Town. Poor layoff from Taylor. Ball out of play for a throw-in to Merkin. Still 20 minutes plus added on time to go in this game. Throw from Merkin, headed away from the back by Furlong, nodded down by Travis, helped on by Brewster, who's got Derby back into this game. Adjumang, who's had a second wind, enjoying himself. He goes down. Decision's gone Derby's way. Might just be a throw-in though that Brewster's going to take. Yeah, it is, rather than the foul on Adjumang.
Yeah, I didn't think it was a foul.
He's really putting himself about now, Adjumang.
Yeah, he has a threat. He's a big lad, isn't he? And like I say,
the two big tests in terms of Jebison a week ago and Adjumang today for these Ipswich Town defenders. Two lone strikers happy with the physical side of the game, and both got a turn of pace and a threat in behind. They've had more comfortable afternoons than these two, the Town back line. Brewster with a huge throw, travelled a long way over the top of Matt Clark, headed away by Matusiwa, clipped away by Davis, out near side for a throw to Derby. Brewster again has the ball in his hands. That was a massive throw, the last one from him.
It's a big test of character this as well for the players, you know what I mean? We're one away from home, crowd's really up. We need to see who's going to be brave enough to want the ball and get on the ball and try and get their team back into the game.
It's a good scoreline for Middlesbrough, Coventry, Hull, Millwall and co. This derby with Fraulo allows the ball to run to Ward. Ward helps it on its way to the right hand side, and Bennell overlapping is Ward. Bennell down the right hand side of the Ipswich area gives it to Ward. Ward's cross is deflected, headed away by Kipre, nodded down by Fraulo to Merkin. Fraulo is back on the ball once again. He then finds Travis. Travis has a go. Not the worst effort in the world, just didn't have enough dip on it. If it had from that kind of range, I think Christian Walton would have tipped it over the bar, but some worse efforts than that one from Travis. I think Kieran McKenna's about to make some changes.
Yeah, and I think we need it as well, I really do. Just a little bit of a lull in town just now. We just went in our shells a little bit. We need to get up, we need to express ourselves a little bit more on the ball. I mean, the boy, that's Merkin's had a good game for Derby.
Akpom's about to come on. Great head on by Athon. Can the McAteer get away down the right hand side of the Derby area? Low bottom from McAteer. That was really good play from him. Had to be turned out behind by Fraulo. I've mentioned him so often since he came on just not even 10 minutes ago now, and that was a really important interception. It's out for a Town corner kick. Good play from McAteer there. Double change for Town. Dan Neal's about to make his debut. I think Hurst's coming on. Maybe Akpom as well. Could be a triple change from the Ipswich bench. Yeah, looks like it. Interesting game for Neal to come into. Wasn't sure we'd see him in the league until maybe Wrexham in a fortnight, but I think with the number 6 on his back, I think he might be under consideration. At the moment, only Hurst and Akpom visible though. Corner kick to Ipswich Town. 28 minutes played in the second half, or at least it will be once the referee has sorted something out inside the Derby penalty area. It's going to be a chance, this corner kick for Ipswich Town, to go ahead again in this game with 16 and a half minutes to go. Davis with this corner kick, terrible. Low one in towards the near post. Cleared away comfortably by Derby. Now Derby on the break with Bobby Clark. Might have to go it alone. Back comes Jack Clark. Bobby has held it up, gives it to Lewis Travis to the right hand side, and Ward takes on and beats Jack Clark. Can Ward keep the ball in? Yes he can. Early cross headed away by Kipre on the near post. That triple change for Ipswich Town is imminent. Jack Clark gets the better of Ward. Ward goes down. Play on, says the referee. Derby fans furious. Matusiwa has a chance to play it long to McAteer. Merkin, who Alex just highlighted, was in the way, and then plays it long left-footed. O'Shea shoved down by Adjumang. Free kick for the foul by Adjumang on O'Shea, and that will allow Ipswich Town to make this triple change. Akpom, Hurst and Neal are coming on.
Looking forward to seeing Neal because he was a good player for Sunderland.
Terrific player. Taylor goes off, he's on a yellow card, so he's replaced by Dan Neal.
He's done well, Taylor.
Yeah, he has.
He's done well, especially first half. He worked really hard, and he's on the ball as well. He's been good.
Athon is replaced by Hurst. I'd love to see George score the winner.
Yeah.
And Akpom, is he going to be coming on for Mehmeti? Let's see what the final change is. Hurst and Neal are certainly on. Clark is the player who's going off to be replaced by Akpom, so I'm guessing Mehmeti will move across to the left-hand side. On comes Akpom. Hurst wants a little word with Leif Davis about something or other. Let's see how Town are going to line up for the rest of this game.
Yeah, I'd love to see Hurst get a goal, win the game for us. I really would.
So
could do with a little confidence booster.
Just so short and confidence, we had a little chat in the press room earlier on about him, Alex. You were saying that it's obvious, isn't it?
Oh, it is, and it's massive for the striker. I mean, I've been there myself. I know what it's like. I mean, I went 17 games without scoring.
Bobby Clark seen a bit of the ball for Derby. That could be a concern. He finds Adjumang. It's 1-1 on BBC Radio Suffolk. Adjumang inside the Ipswich Town area, cuts in field. The ball rolls back to Walton. Yes, Alex.
Yeah, I'm saying I went 17 games without scoring, but I was contributing to the team. I was creating stuff and setting things up for other players. At this moment in time, Hurst isn't really doing anything like that, so he really needs a little bit of confidence, something that goes off his backside into the back of the net, just to give him that boost, because some of the sticks are a bit unwelcome, you know what I mean, but he will come good again. He just needs to get that confidence.
Dan Neal gets his first touch as an Ipswich Town player, his first touch for anyone in professional football other than Sunderland. Here he is back on the ball again. Closed down by Bobby Clark. O'Shea finds Neil, such a good player, gliding forward. Good play from Neil, captain Sunderland to the Premier League last season. Gives it to Mehmeti. Mehmeti wriggles towards the edge of the area. In goes Matt Clark. Mehmeti might get back on the ball. Yes, he has. Round the back to McAteer. Excellent play from Mehmeti. McAteer's crossed to the far post, headed towards goal by Davis. Oh, that's a brilliant goal! Headed into the net. Lovely play down the right-hand side from Ipswich Town. The assist from McAteer. And Davis with a powerful header across the goalkeeper into the far corner of the net. And look at those scenes amongst the travelling fans celebrating that Ipswich Town now lead 2-1 at Derby with 13 minutes to go.
Brilliant from Mehmeti. Really great play from him. But I must say, McAteer, what a great ball into the box. It really was, and I'm pleased for him as well. He's had a lot of stick. He's put a great ball into the box, and it's a great finish from Leif Davis. Back where it came from, top corner, get in.
Great header from Davis. Celebrated wildly amongst those Ipswich Town fans who were possibly fearing the worst when Derby got themselves level. But Town do like playing at Pride Park. Terrific play from Mehmeti and McAteer. And Davis in the right place at the right time.
Can I just say Neil as well?
Yeah, initially. I was going to say he started the move, didn't he?
Driving from midfield.
He's such a good player, Dan Neil. Of course, just on loan from Sunderland. Chance for him to look at Ipswich Town to look at him as well. Will be a free agent in the summer when his contract's up at the Stadium of Light. Clark at the back for Derby. Gets it to Travis. Now Fraulo. Trying to get another equaliser. Derby. Far side on the ball is Ward. Gives it to Bobby Clark. Closed down by Neil. Immediately involved.
And that's what you want, Brenner, to silence this crowd. This crowd have just went so quiet. You could hear a pin drop apart from the Town fans. And you've got to keep that going for the next 10 minutes.
On the left-hand side, Merkin of Derby. Are their home woes going to continue? Ipswich Town about to get their second away win in 7 matches. All the noise coming from the thousands of Ipswich Town fans over in the far right corner. Davis, at the moment, the match winner, has the ball above his head, far side. He gives it to Neil. Neil plays it forward, just away from Akpom. Hurst into the middle of Matusiwa. Matusiwa gets the better of Brewster. Town lose the ball on halfway. Merkin tries to run into open ground, which wasn't there. He's brought down by McAteer. Both McAteer and McKenna raging about the referee's decision. But it's a free kick to Derby. Kieran's head still in his hands. He's having none of it. We'll hear from Kieran McKenna on match day. Travis with a hopeful ball forward, cleared away by O'Shea. Fraulo is on it again for Derby. Mehmeti's gone after him. Akpom's playing off to the left, incidentally, by the looks of things. Fraulo. Matt Clark for Derby. Exactly 10 minutes to go, live on BBC Radio Suffolk. Derby just have to go again. Merkin's pass is cut out. Mehmeti has the ball for Ipswich. Wriggles infield, goes down, loses it, then has a little kick at Merkin. Just got to watch himself, Mehmeti's on a yellow card. Actually didn't make too much contact. Now Fraulo, already with a fairly muddied top, despite the fact he's only been on for the last 15 minutes. Travis to Matt Clark, two very experienced players in this Derby side. Clark once more. Can't go forward, so has to give it back to Vickers. Thankfully, having missed some chances earlier on in this game, Ipswich Town ahead again. 1-1 would have been hugely disappointing. Clark playing it into Travis in midfield. I think he was trying to go further forward, but he didn't hit it as well as he wished. Brewster down the left-hand side to Bobby Clark, asking way too much of him. Walton sees it out behind. As Derby about to bring on Lars Jorgensen Salvesen for the remainder of this game. A goal scorer at Bristol City a couple of weeks ago. The Norwegian striker, been mainly used as a substitute.
Be interesting who he takes off.
Yeah, well, I was thinking that as well, because Clark's still involved. Surely it won't be Adjumang. I'd be happy if it was. O'Shea He's a big lad as well, Salverson. O'Shea just gets his clearance away. Out on the far side there. For a throw to Derby County. Here comes the change. It's Rian Brewster, the penalty scorer for Derby County, is the player who's being replaced by Salverson. 3 goals this season. Played in the Champions League for Bodo Glimt in the past.
I would take this short one there. I'd be getting it forward and try and get the problems in Derby's half of the field, rather than try to play out for the back, giving the ball away.
Bernal, good work from him, and he's tripped by Mehmeti. Just whoa. He needs to remember he's on a yellow card, Mehmeti. Another town player's about to get a yellow card. McAteer did just a little bit daftness afterwards, but there's a blatant trip from Mehmeti, and that was his reaction which concerned me. That would have been a crazy second yellow.
Yeah, I think
Casey McAteer's in the book.
I think it might be worthwhile. I know he's had a good game, but just to be calm down a little bit and don't be getting sent off in the last 10 minutes.
Ward with this free kick for Derby, dealt with by Matusiwa. Relieved that Town are ahead as much as anyone. Matusiwa after giving away the penalty, over which there weren't too many complaints. Adjumang wide left, taking on McAteer, gets a ball, it's travelled a distance into the Ipswich area. It's Matt Clark who hit it towards the near post, but didn't have enough swing on it, and it's gone behind.
He's had a good game, Clark.
He has had a good game, hasn't he?
He's been good on the ball, he's getting forward again. He's done really well.
Oh, good player. Walton.
I can't remember him being that good for Town, to be fair.
Didn't see much of him, really. No. Just those 5 appearances. As well at Portsmouth as well. Walton, live on BBC Radio Suffolk Town, 2-1 up. 6.5 minutes to go. Hurst yet to get involved, just being well marshalled by Barts. The ball almost dropped to Adjumang. Stomped forward by Merkin. Adjumang on the ball, leaves it to Bobby Clark. Now it's with Lewis Travis, through a little gap to Adjumang. Making a run down the left-hand side is Clark of Derby. Bobby Clark taking on McAteer, bursting into the Ipswich area. It's just run away from him, thankfully, and then just wellied long by O'Shea, all the way through to Vickers.
Did you get a hold of the ball again, Brennan? We're
just
soaking up pressure here, and we don't want to be doing that.
6 minutes to go. Matt Clark goes long for Derby, headed down and away by Kipre to Dan Neil in midfield for Ipswich. Making a run is Akpom. Neil finds a lovely ball from Neil. We're seeing his quality already in this game. Akpom coming in field, might have a go. He does. He shoots. It's Vickers who's right behind it on his goal line.
Don't mind that, but good play from Neil again. Inch perfect pass, and again Akpom, why not have a go?
He's doing a lot of talking as well out there, Dan Neil, which is something I'd heard about him, something Jack Clark talked about to me about him last week. Nice play from Bernal, skipping infield, and he left the ball for Matusiwa. That's very kind of him. One Dutchman to another. Hurst on the ball for Ipswich, gives it to Mehmeti on the near side. Ball down the line is for Hurst, but it's away from him. Yeah, he's an organiser and leader by example, but he was also doing a lot of talking out there, Dan Neil, just a few moments ago. And actually there were so many lovely tributes when he left Sunderland. I can't remember a player leaving any club and getting so many glowing tributes on Twitter, but if you want to look it up on X, as it obviously is now, what Luke O'Nien said about him, trawl back a couple of weeks when he joined Ipswich Town, the tribute just says all you need to know about him. It's phenomenal, the story that Luke O'Nien talked about Dan Neil in terms of the playoff final last year. John Eustace has been told to get back in his technical area by the 4th official. So Town still 2-1 up. Final now 4.5 minutes at Pride Park. Kieran McKenna's thoughts to come after this one, and hopefully those of an Ipswich Town player as well, which I guess might be Leif Davis, as the ball is played off of McAteer out near side. Kieran very animated at the moment as Merkin takes this throw into Lewis Travis. Forward from him, but blocked away by Neil. Furlong up towards Hurst. Nice control from Hurst. Tries to find Mehmeti down the right-hand side. Clark with a touch, but it goes straight back to McAteer. Travis with a good interception. Fowler tries to drill a ball to Adjumang, who's playing down the left-hand side a bit more. Adjumang now. Akpom of Ipswich to his left-hand side. Davis. the man who made it 2-1. Back it goes to Neil. Short to Akpom. Akpom gives the ball to Matusiwa. Now Furlong coming forward for Ipswich Town. On the right-hand side outside the Derby area, McAteer gives the ball to Mehmeti. Gets it back. Mehmeti's continued his run. Lovely play from the two. Mehmeti into the middle. Saved by Vickers. Maybe a chance for Hurst. No, didn't fall his way. Travis then gives it to Fraulo. And out to this left-hand side again. Really nice play down the right involving McAteer and Mehmeti. Well won by Matusiwa. Gets the ball to Anas Mehmeti. Gets to the edge of the box, goes down, clearly no foul. Play continues. Fraulo has it for Derby. Up towards the ponytailed Salverson. Too heavy a touch from him, but then he wins the 50-50 against McAteer. 3 minutes to go.
Good play again from Mehmeti.
Good footballer,
Matusiwa done exceptionally well there as well, breaking up Derby's counter-attack.
Kipre back to Walton. Walton goes long downfield. Town trying for a 5th win in 6 visits to this part of the world. On course for it at the moment. 2.5 minutes to play. Clark on the halfway line. Town in for their first away win of 2026.
I just gave Clark the commentator's curse.
Yeah, you did.
Because that was absolutely shocking.
He's had a good game though.
He has
played well, hasn't he?
He has done well, but thankfully.
A lot of Derby fans leaving early, believing that their miserable home form is about to carry on. Forward the throw comes from Davis. Headed in field by Hurst. Only to Matt Clark inside the Ipswich half. To his right-hand side, he gives it to Fraulo. Fellow sub Bernal has it. Tight to that far touchline. He comes in field away from Akpom. Town with all 10 red shirts behind the ball. Travis is on it for Derby. Not too many options. He's annoyed, Travis, with his teammates. Bart goes long towards Matt Clark. Well won by Furlong. Lots of spring there to win that. Fraulo to Travis. He lifts the ball to the left-hand side, and Clark. Eames is about to come on from the Derby bench. Young academy midfielder. Adjumang to Travis. Travis, good ball into the box to Clark. Then Matt Clark's on the ball. Now no room for him to have a shot. Out to the left-hand side, he's given it to Merkin. Things opened up slightly there for Derby, but not enough. Travis back to Adjumang outside the Ipswich Town area. To his left is Merkin. Merkin low ball into the box. Maybe a chance for Bobby Clark. Oh, he's touched, let him down at a crucial moment. And thankfully it did. Well done, McAteer, to clear.
Yeah, definitely, because they were carving us open there. And McAteer's done well. But it was a bad touch from Clark.
It was. It was his last touch of the game. Bobby Clark, who's gone off to be replaced by Owen Eames, who's well regarded, a 19-year-old. Derby on the left-hand side with Adjumang, still believing he can get something from this game. In the final minute of the 90, it's 2-1 Ipswich Town. Merkin didn't trust his right foot to cross. He's given it to Travis. Merkin still available on the left-hand side. Now what can he do with his left? In it comes, looks a decent cross. Headed away well by Hurst, back helping out for Town. Mehmeti has not fouled Matt Clark. Mehmeti through to Akpom. What can he do? One-on-one with Fraulo. Back come the Derby players. Akpom's going to have to go it alone. He's now edge of the area, inside the box. Chuba Akpom shoots. It's gone wide across the face of goal. It's come off a Derby player. At least he's won a corner kick.
Yeah, done well with Akpom there. He had no support, nobody getting up to support him. And he's done well. He got a corner and take the sting out of the game. The last minute, we're in the injury time now.
4 minutes of injury time have just started, or at least they will when an Ipswich Town player shows some willingness to take this corner kick. Understandably, they're taking their time. Town lead 2-1 live on BBC Radio Suffolk Sport. Much needed win this would be.
Let's keep it solid, keep your shape. We don't know to be going for another goal, just keep the ball.
Hopefully that last moment there was the closest Derby come to a second equaliser in this game, when Bobby Clark made a rather a mess of things. McAteer takes the corner kick short to Hurst. Hurst standing on the ball until a couple of Derby players close him down. He's going to try and win another one. He wins a throw-in off of Fraulo. Out for a throw, which McAteer is going to take. It's down by the corner flag next to the Derby goal. McAteer's dropped the ball down. A little bit of time wasting from him. Lewis Travis complaining to the referee's assistant near side. throw from Furlong reaches Hurst. Hurst's done well to get it back to Furlong. Quite rightly, he's not played the ball into an empty penalty area. Then Travis tries for the ball. Furlong's holding the back of his head. It's kicked off rather down below us. Furlong's making a lot of that. Travis wants him to get up. Travis remembers on a yellow card. Furlong stayed down holding the back of his head. He's sent off. Lewis Travis has had a miserable afternoon against his former club. Not only did he score an own goal for Ipswich Town, he's now been given a red card. It's also a yellow card for Furlong, who sarcastically gives the thumbs up to the referee. I'm not sure about that one. I feel quite sorry for Lewis Travis. I think Furlong made more of that than needed to be made of it, really.
Yeah, definitely, but the referee, I didn't think he had to send him off. I don't know if it was a yellow card, not unless he said something as well, you know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't think so. Here is Eames taking on Kipre down the left hand side. He's got away from Kipre, he's running into the area. Across comes O'Shea, nothing will come of this. Ball's out behind, and there's another tangle off to our left hand side. The referee's going to have to sort out. Matusi was down on the halfway line. It's all boiled up a little bit, but now calmed down.
I mean, the Town player shouldn't be getting on Eames. He's a young lad, for goodness sake. Just leave him get on with it. He's not going to get involved. Don't know what's going on there.
O'Shea having a chat with the referee. That's all calmed down. Very good from Eames. Matusi was in quite a bit of pain.
I never saw what happened to Matusi, did you?
No, I didn't. No, sort of following the ball and the run of Eames. His teammates are looking after him. He's not happy with the referee's assistant on the near side. George Hurst just telling him to keep his chin up and crack on. Mehmeti and Akpom also looking after Matusi. Final minute of the added on 4. Town leading by 2-1, starting this run of 4 successive away games, 3 in the league as things stand with a win. Good head from Hurst on towards Mehmeti. Strong challenge on Mehmeti by Fraulo.
That's a foul.
Yeah, looked it. Mehmeti's having words with Fraulo. Just has to keep his cool. Derby down to 10 men, looking for an equaliser. Good header from Salverson. Adjumang brought down by Furlong. Dragged to the floor. Furlong's got to remember he's on a yellow. Free kick to Derby. According to my watch, that is on 4 minutes are up. We'll be playing at least another 60 seconds though. Vickers has gone forward, the goalkeeper of Derby County. There isn't a single person in the half off to our right hand side. Derby have this free kick from Merkin, left footed. It's going to fly into the box off to our left. 2-1 Ipswich. They've defended it well. Comes out as far as Ward. Ward miscontrols the ball. Looked up looking for his goalkeeper. Realised that he wasn't there. Got a bit confused. There is the full-time whistle. Ipswich Town's impressive run at form at Pride Park continues. It's their first away win of 2026. They've beaten Derby by 2-1. 5 wins in their last 6 on this ground, and they've moved to within 4 points of the Championship's top 2.
Yeah, and I think deservedly so. Apart from the penalty, they've not really created any really gilt-edged chances. They've looked a threat going forward, but nothing that's going to have Walton under any pressure. But yeah, good win. And as I say, Brennan, my excellent run of form keeps going. Another victory for myself. Keep going.
What, as in you're building on the defeat at Sheffield United. Who stood out for Town?
Honestly, I'm really pleased. My man of the match would be Mehmeti. I thought he's been outstanding. I really did. Everything he did, he was good. On the ball, positive. It was good to see Neil coming on. Everything he did was positive going forward. What I liked about Neil when he came on, everything he got, he looked forward. He looked forward all the time, and his passing was good, and it was always positive, so that was good. A really good 3 points. It was a tough place to come. It really was. I know their home form's not great, but to get the 3 points and move up that league, we've got to keep winning now. I mean, it's going to be tough. We've got 2 Wrexham games coming up now. FA Cup will be a little bit of a break. We'll probably not see this team again, and then back to the league again the following week. So yeah, excellent win. Excellent 3 points. Pack up, let's
and
go.
Great for Casey McAteer to get the assist.
Yes, I thought McAteer took a lot of sticks as he came, but definitely he put a great cross for the goal. It's a great header from Leif Davis. The Derby fans really getting on to the referee here. I don't know why he gave them a penalty, but anyway, Town fans don't see the players.
If you don't win, you've got to have a go at the referee. Them's the rules. The Derby fans also having a go at Anas Mehmeti, who I think, he's certainly speaking to Sky TV alongside Leif Davis. Obviously the match winner in Davis and possibly man of the match Mehmeti, but Mehmeti signalled to the home fans, so he kind of got under their skin as well. We'll pop downstairs when things have calmed down and have a chat to Kieran McKenna, one of the Ipswich Town players. We'll bring you obviously those two interviews on Matchday on BBC Radio Suffolk, talking about a much needed win for Ipswich Town, a deserved one as well. They've beaten Derby County by 2-1.